How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over social media, mainstream media. Y'all know I don't know where to start. First of all, Jubilee. Oh man, this is really interesting. A lot of clips from this are going viral, as I predicted. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got Texas Democrats coming back from their little self-imposed 2-week exile, going to holiday inns, eating intercontinental breakfast, not working. Meanwhile, while steady getting paid, I suppose. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, you got the DC takeover still continuing. And what's happening with the DC takeover, you have different people in the city who want different things. One side wants the criminals to be dealt with while the other does not. I wonder why. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we have illegal alien truck drivers endangering everyone on the road. Y'all saw the update I did about the Indian truck driver out there in Florida. This guy spoke no English, failed the test. I don't know why he was on the road to begin with. I mean, good grief. I know you wanted to reduce the inflation in federal government, but my goodness, could you at least find someone who can speak English and read? Is that too much to ask? It's a labor shortage. No, it's not. Y'all tried to flood the market with these people to reduce prices to combat inflation. Maybe you got 1 cent off a box of cereal, but you got a lot more fatalities. We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing thus far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. There's a lot going on. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys in here right now, how many of y'all had seen the Jubilee stuff before I showed you? Like, is it showing up in your feed? Are you getting some of the clips from it? Like, I want to know from y'all. And the reason why I went is because I wanted to get that audience. I knew it was going to be like a lot of young people that are going to be watching. So I wanted to reach out to them because a lot of them have not heard my message. That's why I was there. Amanda Seals, man, oh man, listen, Amanda Seals has, if you guys don't know who that is, she's very well known in the community for being the way she was in the actual in the Jubilee video, the exact same way. They're same. She got a video with Shannon Sharp, actually. It might have been a year or two ago. She was on Club Shay Shay, and it was the same thing. He had a problem with her. Everybody got a problem with her. It's like this has been the consistent thing. So I think they knew that about her. And they knew that when you bring somebody like that on, should be polarizing, and it'll make for good TV. A little bit of Jerry Springer in there, which is fine, because if you go on Jerry Springer for any reason, you got to understand how to act. Don't be the fool on there doing the cartwheel when they say the baby's not yours. Well, that's the other Jerry Springer show, which I know what I'm talking about. Behave like you're supposed to behave and you be all right. And you'll reach who you're supposed to reach. Now, that might be kind of a stretch to say Jerry Springer, but some of that could kind of go into that category if you allow it to. If you don't allow it to, then it'll just be the way it's supposed to be. And I was seeing some of the guys. Listen, I saw some guys that I follow, some black conservative guys, young guys, talking about, well, they didn't want to go on Jubilee because of the way they do things. But I saw their performance on there. I'm like, you just weren't really ready for that moment. You just didn't understand how to conduct yourself in that situation. When you're presented with something like that, you got to understand exactly what to do and how to behave, because they'll give you the ability to do whatever you want. Ain't no coaching. They give you the environment to kind of be Jerry Springer. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. It's all about how you're able to control yourself. That's the main thing. And you know what? I wish that it would have been the man that I was debating, because debating a woman, especially like her, they are way too soft. If I raise my voice at all, like, okay, in the first part of it, that's when I was talking about the whole thing with how we vote. 93% of us vote for the Democratic Party. I was saying that at the very beginning, and that's when she was starting to cut me off and got mad, and that's when it really blew up. Right when that happened, they didn't show the part when after that. Right when that happened, the whole room blew up. Everybody blew up. It was like I couldn't hear myself think. I kind of had lost track and had to kind of get back on it. I forgot what I was talking about because everybody went off. It was like little old me just saying something like that got y'all this worked up. So I was like, okay, now I'm gauging what's going on. I'm gauging how soft they are. Let me just kind of, calm down a little bit. And then I was like super just, stoic the rest of the time, which was effective to a certain extent in being able to reach those who I wanted to reach. And the young guys were able to get their shine on, which was my opinion. But that was my thought process going into it. That was my thought process going into it. And my opinion is that it worked. Matt Nuclear, I'm going to show some of the clips. Matt Nuclear, my other guy with the white shirt, there was a few standouts. I wanted them to get their shine on because these guys are young, 18. I mean, Matt, 18 years old. I was like, okay, you go ahead and just get your shine. You get your attention. I'm not trying to hog the spotlight. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. So, what did I say? Peg said, what did I say? All I said was 93% of us vote for the Democratic Party, meaning black people. That's all I was trying to say. And then I was asking her, so who did we vote for? She got mad that I called her a leftist or a liberal. I'm a radical. Okay, tomato. I said, look, you can call yourself whatever you want, but you have leftist ideas. That set her off. It's like, man, okay, but it was cool though. It was all right, you know what I mean? But said don't to play a screaming lady. I'm not too much, but only for those who are here for that. Because I know some of y'all are watching because I did that. So maybe like this stream, I'll show a little bit of that just for y'all, but then I'm gonna go back to regular schedule programming. Hey, right back to the regular thing. And if you're here from that, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're here to troll or to hate, that's fine too. But make sure while you're trolling and hating, you just, you know what I'm saying, leave a comment so that can help my algorithm. That can help me make money. If you're going to be over here trolling, participate. That helps me. So if you troll, that helps. If you are engaging genuinely and you enjoying it, that helps as well. So it don't really matter. As long as I can express my opinion and have my message reach those who I want it to reach, it's all good. It is all good. She was unhinged. She's always unhinged like that. That's just pretty much what it is. Okay. Peg says you had to dial it down. She was too sensitive. I had to dial it down because she was way too sensitive. Because she was threatening to leave. If I would have just really went hard, she would have left. And I would have ruined it for everybody. Then I would have been the bad guy. See how that works? So I think I did enough to get my point across and to get people to come to my platform when I can actually speak a little bit better. But Monique says, please, ABL, I can't send this under her voice. And you know what? I'm glad that we're seeing comments like this. That's a great comment because you guys who may not have seen her before, some of y'all have, but you guys who have not seen her are able to see her and you're able to understand what the left looks like. Find me a leftist that's not like that. Maybe not to that extreme, but find me a leftist that's like somebody you want to hang out with, have a beer with or something like that. Find me that person. Was it going to be Gavin Newsom looking like a vampire? The vampire of Santa Barbara? The vampire of Calabasas? Gavin Newsom, is that going to be the guy you want to have a beer with? Beto O'Rourke from Texas? Who do you want to like hang out with? Who do you want to talk to at all on the left about anything? It's not very many people. Jasmine Crockett, someone, AOC, come on. That just shows you how they are. This is why we are not them. This whole thing about race, the white man, I mean, I ain't never heard so many. Y'all know me. I say blame the white man. It's not my fault. Because it's literally, listen, blaming the white man is literally a joke. It's 2025. In your hand, in your pocket, you have a supercomputer. As AI has all of that in there. This right here is a great equalizer in the way that the gun is a great equalizer. You don't have to be a 6'8", 300-pound giant to defeat men anymore. You have tools, you have weaponry, you got technology There's no need for the black man to beg the white man for anything. Reparations, in my opinion, that's begging the white man for something. It's soft. It's a weak way to look at the world. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I sure do. Because it keeps us, black people, and everybody else who wants to just attach themselves to the Democratic Party, it keeps us in a subservient state, in the lowly state, in the uneducated state, in the permanent underclass state. I refuse to be that. I refuse to be that. Anybody that's talking like that, get away from me immediately. I'm calling the police. Hey, cops, we got a person that is really trying to down my spirit, trying to keep me in an oppressed place. Come get them immediately. Immediately. Come get them. Pack them up. Big rocks, little rocks. Alligator, Alcatraz. Let's get up out of here. El Salvador, come on. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. I refuse to live that type of sad, pitiful excuse of a life. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to do things for others to help them succeed. What I'm not going to do is get on here talking about, oh, the white man, reparations, please save me. Soft. That is not the mindset of someone that's going to actually succeed in their life. It's just not. And like I said, the white man can't save you. Look at Europe, looking like Afghanistan. The white man can't save you. You're in America. You're born here. You're raised here. Take advantage of it. If you refuse to take advantage of it, it doesn't matter what color you are, black, white, Puerto Rican, the Kenya stripe, you're going to get left. Listen, I said it one more time. If you refuse to take advantage of the privilege of being born here in the best country the world has ever known, the USA, you're going to get left. We will continue to move forward and progress in the real way, and you'll be back there crying and complaining, begging for crumbs on the street, like a cat, meow, meow, begging for crumbs on the street, and the crumbs ain't going to come. Or maybe the crumbs will come. Go join the homeless that smoke crack in California if you want to carry your life like that. But we don't want to live like that. We're not going to live like that, which is why we refuse to subscribe to the victimhood narrative. Period. Now, if I say something like that on Jubilee, within the first 2 seconds, she would have started crying and left. Because like I said, she threatened to leave multiple times. I don't have to be here. I came from Miami. I'm not getting paid. All right. I see what's going on there. You're not really going to be a good sport about this. You see what I'm saying? In the true debate, which is why I prefer to debate men, in the true debate, I allow you to get your idea out there, and you allow me to get my idea out there. Y'all know I've debated before on TV. Shout out to my great debate partner, Reese, a woman, a actual strong woman, an actual foundation Black American woman. Reese was fantastic, because she was a good sport, and she was able to let me get my point out. I let her get hers out, and we had respect for one another. Another guy named Anthony, I think he was out there in DC, another good one. Nice guy, always smiling, just had a different opinion. He was not a nasty individual, not a hateful individual, just somebody who had a different opinion, and I can respect that. I respect anybody who has a different opinion who has the courage to speak to me in a good faith way. I don't got to agree with you to respect you. So yeah, shout out to all you guys who saw that. And if you hear from that, welcome. If you're here to troll, if you're here to hate, if you're here to be a couch potato, 300-pound fat loser, that's fine too. You could be a couch potato. Just go ahead and hit subscribe right here on my channel, because I promise the content you're going to get here is going to help you in your life. If you are a couch potato waiting on the white man to come save you, waiting on the president to come save you, waiting on somebody to come save you, and you're not doing anything for yourself, park it right here. Keep watching my videos, and I bet you'll be motivated in a certain point. I bet you will. Hey, man, but look, it was cool, though. But like I said, it was very choreographed. You couldn't really do a whole lot. You know, you couldn't do a whole lot. You had a small window to kind of jump in there before everybody started getting offended. You got to just kind of, you know, for that platform. But I understand. I totally get it. Because Jubilee wants to get the views. And what gets the views is the controversy. That's what gets the views. But in the controversy, let me educate you right quick. Let me just show you how a conservative is. A lot of people have never seen a conservative before. They don't know what a conservative looks like. So I want them to see me, to link me to being conservative. And I want them to link her with being a liberal. She don't like that, which is why she was trying to say I'm a radical. Whatever. Link her with being a liberal and link me with being a conservative. And which person would you rather listen to? Which person makes the most sense? Which person is succeeding on their own without being a loser, and who's not? I'm just asking. I'm just totally asking. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Monique says, I didn't agree with her points, but she was always respectful in your debates on RT. Yes, absolutely. Yep. That was my friend Reese. Reese was always respectful. Always. She was a great debate opponent. Fantastic. But this lady, what's her name? Amanda Seals, diva energy, like she's on the set, you know, like this ain't Insecure. You're on you on this for like influencers just like me. You're not really above us. You're not above us. You're doing the same thing that we're doing. Okay. I need to debate my equal. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. LaDante says ABL always comes with facts. Your opponent cannot stand that. Right on. Right on. But yeah, I want to do more debates, but actually real debates. Real, not things that you can't really say too much. You got 1 second to talk. I'm not trying to say Jubilee did this. I'm saying that it was more about the talent trying to control the narrative. But if somebody's going to have a debate in good faith, I'm all for it all day long. All right. But shout out to you guys. Bean says she was loud and irritating. Secondhand Solo says it's all about getting paid for her. Hey, boy, she ain't getting the money from this. Don't nobody get paid on Jubilee. Well, you do get paid, but you don't get paid that much. It ain't really nothing. It's like enough to go get a hamburger or something like that. So I don't count that as getting paid. I don't even know if I got paid. I gave them my PayPal. I don't even know if I got it. I don't even care. It wasn't no money for real, no way. I'm not going to be able to do WhatsApp made in Japan because I'm not trying to link it to my actual phone number. I'm not really sure what else I could do. Bean says, ABL, why did you answer the reparations question with education? Because that's what is most realistic thing that we need. The money ain't gonna never happen. So my thing is, let's focus as people, as humans, on educating our children. The money not gonna come because it'll never come. They say this every 4 years. They talk about it every 4 years. And I've been seeing this same pattern my whole life. 40 years old, it never going to change. Should I wait another 40 years to see if it's going to change? I'll be 80 years old in the rocking chair in front of my house, and it'll be the same conversation. I'm personally tired of it. It ain't never going to happen. My answer, I don't know if they played the whole thing. My answer was they keep just dangling like a carrot in front of us, and they never ever get it done. Meanwhile, you want to have the Stop Asian Hate bill. They passed that immediately. Okay, we got a problem with the stop. Yep, we got a problem with the Asian hate crimes. Within a month, they got a bill. Within 2 months, they signed it, and it's done. Reparations, it's been 160 years since the end of the slavery, and nothing has happened yet. So what are we trying to actually do here? What are we trying to do? It's just a silly conversation, a fruitless endeavor, a wasted time that could be spent on just focusing on ways to press forward right now. People are just kicking the can down the road, thinking that things are going to get better once the white man comes back from the sky or once the government gives us a handout. Ain't there one of them going to happen? Well, Jesus might come back, but are you going to be the one to go up and get saved? I don't know. But the government don't have no money, not enough to give us. And even if they did, it's not going to make a difference. It's never going to happen. There's no incentive. Like I was saying before I got cut off in the actual thing, we vote 93% for the Democratic Party, and they never, ever even talk about it. You had Barack Obama, not once, but twice in consecutive terms from 2008 until 2016. It was never even a question on his administration. They never even discussed it at all. Okay, so you got a quote unquote black president in the Democratic Party for 8 years. They don't even talk about it. So what makes you think that after the so-called black president, that Democratic Party or any other party would do it at all? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's just, to me, it's just stupid. It don't make no sense. It's a dumb conversation to have. It's a soft conversation to have. It's one that says I'm broke, I'm poor, I can't do anything for myself, I'm a loser because I'm black, I'm dumb. That's what it says to me. So I rebuke that. I rebuke it. I'm not going to participate in that. And that's why I answered the way I answered. Hopefully, that was a good answer. Okay. Hopefully, that was a good answer. All right. Made in Japan. I'm not sure what's going to happen with you, boss. Like, you got to figure out a way to get a phone number that'll call my number. All right. That's pretty much what that is. Chastity says, my main problem was the way she was treating y'all. You know what? There was no need for me to really try to, check her or nothing like that, because y'all going to see it. If I say something, what's going to happen is she's going to leave, and then y'all don't even get to see any of this. I don't try to reach on young people, nothing. This all just goes away. I just nuke the entire production. But I knew y'all were going to see it, so it's fine. Okay. James says, you so angry. He is, okay. I'm not sure what, I'm okay. Maybe I'm reading comments wrong. Maybe I'm missing the context. I don't know what's happening with that. Okay, Udoka says, open the phone lines, brother. I got questions. Udoka, I got you, Udoka. Listen, but Udoka, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So in about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less, depending on how I go. I got you. Okay, I got you. But just, that's when I open it, and I'll make sure you get in. Just let me know when you're gonna call in the comments. All right, I got you, boss. But before I go too far into it, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And also, shout out to the sponsors, patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the description. Also, just go to patriotpost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, the t-shirts, stickers, the hoodies, the mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to the regular website, anthonyblogan.com/ I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking way too fast. Go to the regular website, anthonyblogan.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to see articles for each long form video that I do. And in each article, I have sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democratic, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. Now go to anthonyblogan.com/ contact us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my snail mail address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok, which sucks. All my social media links are right there on the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/ contact -us. And as I always say, please don't get scammed on social media. Don't let nobody tell you no lies. If anybody is emailing you or commenting to you on YouTube talking about their me, it's not me. And I don't know anything about Bitcoin, foreign exchange, or anything like that. So please, 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 I beg, do not fall for those scams. All right. There's a lot. I kind of wanted to get into Jubilee first to get it out the way, because I know some of y'all don't want to see that. Okay. Now, I just want to show a couple articles. They wrote think pieces on this. They wrote think pieces. Listen, you writing a think piece on the blog about me, you probably weigh at least about 275, and you're not even 6 foot tall. Okay. I already know what time it is. Or you might be an LGBTQ elemental P X, Y, and Z. I could talk about these magazine covers. Okay. You got David Allen Greer in a purple suit. I already know what time it is. But anyway, look. Opinion. Amanda Seals versus 20 black conservatives exposes a crisis in historical and political literacy. Now, let me tell you what's going on. Hey, Randy. Look, Randy, I don't drink no coffee, no energy drinks, no nothing. I am just amped up. Hey, no nothing. Amped up. All I had was a Chipotle bowl, and that's it. They might have put a little bit of caffeine in there. I don't know what happened. But anyway. But look, so articles like this, It's like, all right, I already know kind of what time it is. I'm not trying to appeal to this kind of person, an academic that only can read a book and remember things, but has no practical knowledge that matters. You have no practical knowledge that matters. Okay, you're able to recite when this particular event happened in history. Fantastic. Okay, cool. You talk about racism from 1954. Great, fantastic. How is that going to help anybody right now in 2025? Tell me that. How is knowing a fact about history going to help us in 2025? Now, I'm not saying be ignorant and don't know anything. I'm not saying that, but it's not contributing to anything. It's useless bloviating. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help. Okay. Then they put my picture as the main one on the root. Okay. The root. Who's still reading the root? Huh? Who's still reading the root? It's probably the same 300-pound couch potato loser talking about gives me some. It's probably that same person. But look, it says Amanda Seales takes on 20 black conservatives in a debate bound to make your blood boil. From topics reparations to black on black crime, Amanda Seales dragged. Hey, she dragged us. Dragged? That's not racially insensitive. Like, you're using these TikTok terms with no historical context. The previous article said that this shows a lack of historical knowledge. They don't know anything. It's a crisis. But yet the same kind of people say they dragged 20 black conservatives. Okay. Did we just, like, wasn't that a thing where you would have black folks that would be dragged in the back of trucks as a racist thing back in the day? You know, wasn't that really your thing? But that's not insensitive. But I'm the one that doesn't know about history. Okay. Anyway, from topics and reparation to black on black crime, Amanda Seales dragged 20 black conservatives in the viral debate. Now let's talk about it. I ain't gonna read that. Okay. If you read that as a man, you gay. If you read that just unironically, just because, like, hey, you know what I want to do? I want to go to theroot.com and just read a few articles on my off time, just for no reason. If you do that as a man, you gay. That's straight up. Guys that read the Root are the type of guy that reads the Root is a black man married to a white man who has a little small dog, and they live in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. That's who reads the Root. Now, I'm not any of those things, okay? I don't got a little baby dog. I'm not gay, and it ain't no white significant other around. If you have that, nothing against you. I'm just saying, I know the prototype. I know the profile of the person who read the Root. Anyway, let me come back. All right, let me come back because I got a few things I want to show from that. Just a few, and then we're going to move right past it. I promise. But this is only for the people who came in here for that, and then we're going to be done. Okay. So look. So here is the trailer for it. Let me just turn this up, pump it up, Joe Button.
Culture is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers
so
in
white
the black
culture
home. Let's talk about that.
Stop. We all deserve a right to exist, and I shouldn't have to earn my right to exist. And that is what capitalism
What makes you think
does.
that you have to earn it? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel that way.
You do have to earn it.
You don't have to earn it.
Yes, you do.
We are
That
in
is why
America,
we are
Amanda.
criminalizing the poor. Well, here's
So
what
when
you all keep doing.
No,
You
just
keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to.
Okay, let's pause right there. You keep interrupting me when I'm talking. Can we go back a little bit? Just it's a short clip. Let me just refresh right quick, and then we're gonna go right back. We're gonna go right back because this is the hypocrisy I'm talking about.
Black culture is toxic. And let's get on the
to earn my right to exist.
let's talk about that.
Stop.
In
White
the black
culture is
home. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
Stop. But if I do that to you, then it's something wrong with me. Now I'm interrupting you, and I shouldn't be doing that. And you're going to take your ball and go home. You're going to leave. You're going to threaten to leave. See what I'm saying? That right there, they showed the hypocrisy in the trailer.
Claim is black and necessary. My next claim is that black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over-policing. My next claim is systemic racism isn't a theory. It's our lived reality backed by data and history. My final claim is black conservatism fails to meet the needs of the working class.
Okay, that last question right there. Now, I answered that question, and I was saying, look, we're the ones who preach physical labor, hard work, doing things with our hands, not worry about the white man, not worry about the government. We're the ones for the working class, okay? And she flexed by her dad, who was not in the house with her. She was raised by her mom from Grenada. We'll talk about that in a minute. She flexed how her dad was some type of big brain, super genius, whatever, educated. My dad was a firefighter, okay? Working class, exactly what I'm talking about. I'm raised by working class people. I'm working class. I have that mentality, while Amanda Seals does not. But we're the ones who are not for the working class. You see what I'm saying? They think that they are like the babysitters of a poor, like they think they're the babysitters of poor Americans who don't know any better. When in reality, it's us who provide for them, because without us, they wouldn't really be able to survive in this country. They won't be able to survive. The working class people are the ones who make the nation stay together. What does she contribute? What does she contribute? You see what I'm saying? But let me keep on going. And again, I'm almost done with this, but I keep on moving. So this was, hey, when I first saw him, I'm like, yeah, I already know he's going to tear it up. Matt Nuclear, 18 years old. I was so impressed. I was like a proud dad. My nephew is 26. I look at him like the same as my nephew. But anyway, let's watch some of this.
You can give everyone here like a $50,000, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there.
Let's pause. Now, if you think that stats lie all the time, then what do you believe in? What numbers do you believe in to arrive at your conclusions? You got to believe something. What do you believe? People always do that. That's an old school tactic. Oh, I don't believe that. Okay, where's your numbers? I have a tab on my browser with crime statistics with links. So whenever I get that argument from somebody, I'll be like, all right, boom, there you go. Now what? Then they get quiet.
Particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one here is
Are you acting right now? Do you really?
See that right there? You're just trying to dismiss what he's saying, talking about, oh, you believe in no stats, stats lie, so your argument is wrong. You're an actor. I can't believe you're saying this. You're trying to just dismiss what he's saying. So that's a bad faith. That's a bad faith debater. Just let me get my point out, and then you respond with your point. Because I didn't do no personal attacks, and we got material for days. Y'all know how I get. We got material for days. You looking like Pirates of the Caribbean, okay? Captain Jack Sparrow with a little bit of sunshine on his body. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't say that. I just kept it on the facts. That's it.
I'm telling the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay.
See, we're not addressing the points though. We're talking about I'm older than you. See me as your mama. You're acting. You believe in stats. Your argument is wrong. You're not addressing the points that he's making. And that's all I would ask for in a debate partner is address my points. We don't got to do no personal attacks. Not in a debate. I never done that in a debate, ever.
So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that Black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. Okay,
so there you go. Don't cut me off, but stop. All right. I think I might be. Do I have any more? I don't think I got no more from that. But y'all get the idea. Y'all get the idea. It was bad. But it was good because it was bad, but it was good because people get to see kind of what I do with. You get to see, because people like Amanda, that's not really an abnormal person. And I respect her for coming up and showing up, because most people are so soft nowadays. Not only would they not come to the actual debate at all, they wouldn't even comment online under their own name or a picture that looks like them. They are so, they don't want to do this at all. They'll troll you to death from a fake page, but when it comes to them actually talking to you in person, on the phone, or anything like that, they're too soft to do it. So I respect her for that, but it was crazy. But I'm glad you guys got to see what I do with. Okay. Yes, Matt Nuclear, 18 years old. There was quite a few people. I don't want to, start shouting out people and forget somebody, but I think he might have been the standout. Okay, I don't want to play favorites, but he was really good. And I was so impressed with everybody there. It was mostly a young crowd. I was so impressed. Proud dad moment. I was like, this right here, because when I came out in 2015, I'm almost done. When I came out in 2015, my objective was to duplicate me. I didn't want to be the only Black conservative crying out in the woods. At this time, it might have been a couple of guys. I think Alfonso Rachel might have been out at this time. Candace Owens was not out yet. Brandon Tatum was not out yet. This is like early. I wanted to duplicate me. So for the kid that was like me, looking for somebody that I could relate to on the internet, talking how I'm talking, they could have somebody for them. And now we're seeing it kind of become a lot more common. So I'm just happy. I'm excited. All right. Let's keep rocking here, away from the Jubilee stuff. Washington, D.C. Let me just reset my my mixer. You hearing that distorted sound? Okay, we should be good now. Can you guys hear me well? I see my sound looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get back. All right, there we go.
Democrats are low down and damn dirty, but good grief.
Let me start from the top because I wasn't recording here. There we go.
The Democrats are low down and damn dirty, but good grief. You're literally defending crime. I want people to truly understand what's happening here. I saw the NAACP at protest the other day in D.C. Protesting President Trump cleaning up D.C. The actual residents of D.C., including Black folks in D.C., I'm seeing the videos of them thanking President Trump for cleaning the streets up. But of course, the NAACP, that is useless and should never receive another damn dime of federal money, ever. They may have been effective or may have helped Black folks back in the 80s, 90s. They're done. They don't help Black folks at all. They help themselves to money. That's it. That is all. The money goes to white liberals and a couple of token Negroes, and that's it. Okay? They don't help us. Okay? They tried to sue me. They did sue my friends who went through court and beat them, the Rocky Mountain division of the NAACP, because it was bullshit. All right?
So that's what's going on. That's a lot of what's happening. A lot of these people, they have their own agenda, and the agenda is not to actually help the people. In DC, you can see it. It's like the people who are experiencing the crime and the violence are saying, hey, please help. Somebody, please help. But those who are not experiencing the crime and the violence, those who are not from DC, those who just got there 3 days ago, 3 years ago, 3 months ago from Podunkville, USA. Okay, you're from the middle of nowhere, Iowa. You shuck corn for a living. Go back to the corn shucking, okay? Go back to the corn shucking if you don't want to allow the authorities take back the streets of Washington, D.C. Because something's got to be done. We can't act like there's not a problem. Everybody in D.C. talking about we got a problem with the carjacking, problem with the shootings. It's just too much happening. Now, again, shout out to one of the best YouTubers, the best content curators in the world, our little brother, Nick Shirley. He's out there in D.C. talking to the people of D.C., the black people, the people that's like me, okay? This guy could be my uncle or something. He's talking to us about what's happening in the city. And let's hear from him, shall we?
What do you guys think about the feds coming here into Washington, D.C.?
I love it. I love it. I wish it was more.
And how dangerous did Washington, D.C. become in these past few years?
It doesn't compare to the 80s. D.C. was the murder capital of the United States. We averaged 13 bodies a day.
And do you think Donald Trump's wrong for wanting to come in here and clean up the city?
Nope. No, I do not.
And why do you think there's so many people are getting upset with him coming in and wanting to take control of the city as far as getting rid of the crime?
Because they're not doing what they're supposed to. They're not doing enough. They need to take control and get this city. But this is the nation's capital. You got tourists scared to come here.
And were the police enforcing the laws?
But it's not enough of them. They're not doing enough.
What do you think about the federal government coming in here and trying to stop the crime?
It's a bad idea.
Why do you think it's a bad idea?
Because we need them to actually be stopping crime, not being sent against the homeless.
Okay, and so do you think they're overstepping their boundaries here in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, I mean, it's wrong on all sorts of levels. It's just dumb.
All right, there we go. So we see the difference. We see the difference. You could pretty much, okay, the white liberals, no, it's okay. You know, the homeless, they're being targeted. But the actual resident, the native, and I can hear his accent because y'all know I'm from the area. I'm from the area a little bit. Shout out to DC. But I hear his accent. He's from DC. He's saying, yes, please come bring the authorities. Clean this up. I like it. Trump's not wrong. So it's funny how these people, these white liberals, claim to be the champions of black people. They love us. But when we say, hey, please come help, Donald Trump, you have the power to come help. Please do it. They're the ones that say, nah, don't do it. Let them live in squalor. Let them live with the crime and the violence. It's crazy, ain't it? But hey, shout out to the white liberals. You love us. I can't tell. If you love us so much, I can't tell. All right. We got another DC resident. Let's go ahead and play this.
I enjoy having extra security. I think it's a good thing. I mean, you want to feel safe when you're out and about, especially females.
It's a good thing because it actually reinforces the fact that America is secure, safe, stable.
Elliot Reed says he supports the federal involvement.
As a moderate, as a centrist, I think something needs to be done. I have 3 kids. I'm about to start teaching next week. I want it to be safe.
I
love it. I love it. So look, we got, hold on. We got a dad, a teacher saying, hey, you know what? I just want it to be safe. Okay. That is who we're supposed to be listening to. The people of the community, the people that make the whole thing run. You raising your kids. You're a teacher, man. You're doing right. You're not one of these YNs out here thugging, drugging, carrying on. You're not doing that. Your opinion should be valued. Right? So yeah, shout out to all the DC residents. Shout out to y'all. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, this is an example of how a lot of these media types, they don't even really understand much of anything. Let's watch this.
But are traffic stops federal services, Madam Mayor? Because a traffic stop, the last I checked, is not a federal service. So why would the MPD be assisting ICE in traffic stops?
Because traffic stops in the nation's capital can be deemed a federal purpose.
Yes, that's correct, Joy Reid. I know you looking like you don't know what's going on, but you want to say something? You just want to sit there and look crazy because you realize that you just don't know anything. Like, yes, listen, Joy Reid, and anybody else that's listening, the District of Columbia is a federal district which Congress has jurisdiction over. The Home Act of, 1973, I believe, that gave DC residents a little bit more autonomy over the city. Like, they had the power to elect a mayor. The first mayor was elected in 1974. However, Congress still has power over DC. It's a federal district. The whole point of DC was to run the government right there as a city. That was the whole point. Okay, that was the purpose. It wasn't that populated in the beginning, and Maryland and Virginia ceded their land, their territory, to create DC. Okay, that's what it is for. That's the whole purpose. So, yes, things that happen in DC, any kind of offense can be seen as a federal matter because DC is not a state. It's not within the state. It is a federal jurisdiction. You see, this is basic stuff. Like, people that go on TV, that want to start podcasts and stuff like that, you got to read a little bit now. Come on now. Like, this ain't even about being Democrat, Republican. It's about knowing how to read a book. Read the internet. Like I said, look, you got it right here. Google it. DC Home Act. It's one page. Just read it. It's one page. Just read it. And how do you not know that DC is a federal entity when you be on TV talking about news? How did I know that when I was a little boy in school, but you don't know that as a whole big grown professional journalist? Anyway, so look, we have an arrest. Okay. And people are sharing this because they're like, oh, it's so sad. It's so sad he got arrested like this. But I'm going to show you the arrest. Then I'm going to show you why he got arrested. Okay. Out there in DC, we got ICE agents arresting an illegal alien. Check it out.
Yo no tengo nada, señor. Señor. Yo no, por favor. Yo no debo nada, papi. Yo no debo nada. Yo no debo nada. Yo no debo nada. Yo no debo nada.
So I read the caption. They're saying basically he was saying, please, sir, y'all heard that. Please, sir, I got a family. I work here, all this, that, and the third. Now, some of y'all are going to ask why so many cops on him. It's like I said before, it's to prevent him from hurting himself. Because if I just take you one-on-one, that could be considered brutality. If I punch you in the face, knock you out one-on-one, that's brutality. If you get 4 or 5 of us to apply our weight on you and to get you down on the ground and get you apprehended, that reduces injury and it prevents brutality. But let me just show you guys why he was arrested, okay? Aside from being here illegally, okay? Aside from being here illegally, anybody want to, hold on, before I show the crime that he was charged with, what do you think it is? Before I show you, just give me some comments and then I'm going to show. But there is a crime, aside from being here illegally. That's the first crime. There's another crime. There's 2 crimes. What is the other crime aside from being here illegally? Y'all let me know. Okay, Jen says, he said, I'm not a criminal. I have a family. I have a job. Okay, that's what he says. That's what he says, and that's fine. But what someone says isn't always the truth, you know? What someone says isn't always the truth. Okay. Somebody got it. I ain't gonna say who got it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and show it. From Mexico has final order of removal into the U.S. illegally 3 times. He was arrested in Fairfax County on January 30th, 2024, charged with aggravated sexual battery against a minor under 13, felony indecent liberties, proposed sex acts. Is it sad now? Hey, is it sad now? Is it sad now? See what I'm saying? You can see a video. It could look one way, but let's dig into it for real and see what's going on. Okay, let's see what's going on. I don't think this person has any business near our country. Alcatraz, Big Rocks, Little Rocks. Simple, bro. Sexual battery of a child? Nah, man. Like, and you're here illegally. Why should I feel any sympathy for you at all? Why should I feel any sympathy for you? Not wood chipper, exactly. Reborn Chase says, I knew it. I knew it. Exactly. You should be under the soil. You got it. You got it all the way. Okay. Now, some are going to say, oh, they just targeting Hispanic people. The only reason why they got him is because he's Hispanic. First of all, that's crazy to try to defend the guy talking about his racial discrimination, racial profiling. That'd be a crazy defense. But it's not just the Hispanics. You got the whites being stopped, being that everybody has a certain level of policing that may affect them because the policing has increased. You understand? So here is Brett Baer of Fox News. There's no sound, it's just music. Here's Brett Baer of Fox News getting pulled over. A basic ticket, nothing major. You know, Brett Baer's not going to want to crash out and have to get extracted from the car or nothing crazy like that. But it's a ticket. And you got a black cop. So where is the racial profiling at? I don't want to hear that excuse at all. Some are going to say, oh, this was staged. It was staged, whatever. I mean, everybody always got an answer when they should just stop talking. But anyway, here is Brett talking about why he got pulled over. All right, let's go ahead and get some sound and let it rock and roll.
EPA today, but I wanted to take a minute to explain something that happened over the weekend. I did get stopped by a DC police officer. I was driving my wife's G-Wagon, and I was coming back into Georgetown.
Okay, flexing with the G-Wagon. I ain't mad at you, though. Your wife's G-Wagon. Okay, flexing, Brett Baer. Anyway, go ahead.
The phone rang. I picked it up. Police officer was there, and he pointed to pull me over. I pulled over. He said, you can't be on your phone. Then it took me a while to find the registration wasn't my car. The phone wasn't paired to my wife's car, so I couldn't do the Bluetooth thing. He was very professional. The police officer was very cordial. I was saying, yes, sir. I apologized. Found the registration, and then he gave me a ticket. I said, thank you, and went on my way. But it got a lot of coverage about this video because I didn't know there was paparazzi across the street. And listen, don't pick up your phone. Don't drive with your phone. Don't text on your phone. Lesson learned. And maybe I'll just take the Metro.
There you go. So shout out to Brett Baer. I mean, look, everybody get pulled over. It don't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, the candy stripe. Everybody is subject to the crackdown, and it's okay. And nothing happened. It's a little ticket. It's just, and really, a lot of times with the tickets, it's just trying to deter certain behavior. Like where I live, I did my video about getting pulled over. It's a bunch of cops. It's like 3 cops in a little area. And I think what happened was there have been accidents because people are not watching. They texting, they're driving. They're not paying attention. And before they know it, they're upside down. That's kind of what's going on. So the cops are right there, not necessarily for a speed trap, but just to make sure that everybody's safe and to reduce the number of accidents, to make you aware that this area, you got to go slow because it could be dangerous for you. That's really all that's going on. And same thing in DC. Okay, let's not be texting and driving. Let's be focused. Let's not be causing no accidents. Let's just make sure our city is safe for everybody, everyone. It don't matter what color you are. Texting and driving, that's kind of, I think that might have been what it was, texting and driving. Okay. Now here's JD Vance talking about the crime drop in DC. All right, let's go ahead and play this here.
Violent crime has dropped in D.C. 35% in 9 days. Robberies in D.C. have dropped 55% in 9 days. And it highlights the fact that this living with lawlessness and disorder, that's fundamentally a question of political will. If you've got the political will to enforce the law, you can make even cities like D.C. safe again. And that's what we're demonstrating. And I hope that the American people take an important lesson from this, because obviously D.C. is a federal city. New York, L.A., these places are not. I hope the American people just recognize that you don't have to live with lawlessness. You don't have to live with third world murder rates. If you just take control of these cities, you can make them safe places to live in. Violent crime has dropped.
Hey, JD, that was so well said, bro. Hey, man, is it going to be you? Are you going to be our guy in 2028? Because that was good. You're definitely improving. I like JD from the beginning, but he still had to improve a little bit. I like him. I think by 28, he'll be ready. Really, by 26, you got to start kind of putting and, get to show on the road as far as your campaign. But we'll see. Okay, now here is Stephen Miller. destroyed the white liberals and the black liberals and everybody else that wanted to protest out there in DC against stopping the crime. Let's go ahead and throw it on the screen right quick, and let's let it rock.
They have no families they're raising in this city. They have no one that they're sending to school in this city. They have no jobs in this city. They have no connections to this community at all. But they're the ones who've been advocating for the 1%, the criminals, the killers, the rapists, the drug dealers. And I'm glad they're here today. Because me, Pete, and the Vice President are all going to leave here, and inspired by them, we're going to add thousands more resources to this city to get the criminals and the gang members out of here. We're going to dismantle those networks, and we're going to prove that a city can serve for the law-abiding citizens who live there. We are not going to let the communists destroy a great American city, let alone the nation's capital. And let's just also address one other thing. All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of this city and never have been. And by the way, most of the citizens who live in Washington, D.C. are black. This is not a city that has had any safety for its black citizens for generations. And President Trump is the one who is fixing that with the support of the Metropolitan Police Department, the support of the National Guard, and our federal law enforcement officers. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old, and we're going to get back to the business of protecting the American people and the citizens of Washington, D.C.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Stephen Miller, you had to do all that, man. That right there was great. Shout out to Stephen Miller. But he's right, though. He's right. It's like you got all these 1,000-year-old Joe Biden-looking white hippies. They're the ones who they have no connection to D.C. They're just out there because they felt like the Orange Man bad. Meanwhile, real people are suffering. Real humans in D.C. are suffering. The people of D.C. say, please stop the crime. Those who are not from there say don't. Why should I listen to you if you're not even from here? Who cares what you think? Okay, now look, here is a snapshot of the protests. And tell me, hey, let's play Where's Waldo? Find the black people in this crowd. find the black folks in this crowd. Where's Walmart Tavius at? I'm playing. This looks like a cross between a monkeypox vaccine line and the Starbucks grand opening. Hey, this is a cross between a monkeypox vaccine line and a Starbucks grand opening. Okay, but they are the ones talking about what Trump is doing is racist. Where are the people who you say Trump is hurting? Where are they in your protest? Why aren't they there? Because they don't agree with y'all. They don't agree with you guys. Y'all need to go back home. Get back on 95 or whatever you got to do and return. Return to Greater Maryland. Return to the Eastern Shore. Return to Dundalk. Go back there, okay? Go back there. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video. Share the video. Do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Was it a black person? Did somebody find a black person? Did you find Walmart Tavius? Because I didn't. Okay, my eyes, it ain't really all the way they used to be. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you found him. Now, this guy, bro, at National Guard, you talking like this? What are we doing? All right, hold on. My mixer is acting up. My mixer is trying to block my blessings. Give me one more second here to reset. We're back. Okay, we're back in business.
Sworn oath to defend our Constitution.
Let me go put this right here. And then let's go ahead and let it rock.
I swore an oath to defend our Constitution from both threats foreign and domestic. ICE is a domestic threat. That's why I'm here today. Seeking refuge is not an act of violence, locking people up for it is. Camp Atterbury was built in 1942 as a part of a national mobilization to fight fascism. And yet here we are, more than 80 years after World War II, watching the same authoritarian tools be turned inward on our most vulnerable population in our society. They call it detention, but we know what it really is. Incarceration without justice. We all here stand today to say not in our name. Not in our state.
Bro, you in the guard, man. You need to get an immediate discharge. Like, what are you doing? You don't need to be doing that. Even if, okay, it's like you can think that, but out here talking about I'm part of the guard and I'm doing that. Nah, bro. Nah, we don't, man. You might mess around and go to the penitentiary. You might get locked up. You might hit Leavenworth for doing something like that, man. Like, I don't know. That might not really be a smart move to make for you in your situation. Okay. Now, you guys may have seen that they deployed some National Guard from Tennessee to go to D.C. Now, we got, who is this? Tim Burchett and Dana Bash. So Dana Bash was talking to Tim Burchett of Tennessee about the whole situation of the guard going to D.C. Check it out. Tim Burchett of Tennessee and Dana Bash over on CNN. Check it out.
6 GOP-led states, including your home state of Tennessee, are sending hundreds of National Guard troops here to Washington, D.C., as President Trump is escalating his police takeover of the nation's capital. One of the most well-known cities in your state, Memphis, has a pretty high crime rate. Homicide, robbery, we're putting on the screen some of the numbers there. Are you okay with your state's National Guard resources being used to deter crime here in Washington? And why not in your home state?
Okay, this is a normie question. She's trying to say, okay, you guys sending the guard to D.C., but your other black city, Memphis, has the same problem that D.C. has. So why you don't send the guard to D.C.? That's the normie's question. Now, again, going back to Joy Reid, if you understand what D.C. is, then you understand why this is happening. But I'm going to let Tim Burchett explain it.
Yes, ma'am, I am. Washington, D.C., of course, is a creation of the Congress, and I believe it's within the president's constitutional purview. And, lawlessness outbreaks. There's a lot of political wherewithal in Memphis, Tennessee. It has a history of the political, I won't say political gangs, but political families have run that town, and they've run it into the ground. And some of the
why not
nicest
send
people in the
National Guard
world
troops there? It's a red state.
It's not a federally created environment. Washington, D.C. is a federally created environment. It is our nation's capital.
Exactly. It's like, come on. You can do that in D.C. because that's part of the law. You can do that. You can activate, it's not the same as just putting the guard or whatever in cities, because D.C. is not a state city. It's not a state itself. It is a federal creation. So the rules are different. But that's what normies are going to ask because they don't know. And it's fine to not know. I totally get it. It's fine to not know. But let's just get educated a little teeny bit. Okay. So we got Joe Scarborough talking about he's upset with Gavin because Gavin is talking about Trump a lot, which is kind of an oxymoron. It's hypocritical. How are you going to be mad at Trump how you gonna be mad at Gavin for talking about Trump a lot, but you talk about Trump a whole lot? Joe Scarborough has been one of the biggest TDS sufferers of our time.
Democrats are trying to find their footing, and it's quite embarrassing, actually. I mean, Gavin Newsom, have you seen what he's doing online? And say, just take a deep breath. Yeah. Don't try to turn the ship 180 degrees and they don't know what to do. I have a good idea. Instead of trying to make school Donald Trump, talk into the camera about affordability. Talk about making groceries more affordable. Talk about what you're going to do for housing. Talk about what you're going to do for energy prices that continue to go up. We heard the congressman yesterday talk about energy prices skyrocketing in New Jersey. Don't try, As I've been saying, Donald Trump's not on the ballot in 26. He's not on the ballot in 28. Why try to drag Muhammad Ali in the ring when you got Chuck Wepner standing right in front of you? And
okay, there you go. So that's the good old MS-13 DNC. Morning Joe, do you guys enjoy that show? do you guys enjoy that humor over there? If you like what you're hearing so far on my show, not his, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. He does have a point, though, about Gavin obsessing about Trump, which is the same thing that he did for many, many years and is still doing it. That right there was about Trump still, even though he was saying that Gavin should not obsess about Trump. But here is Beto, and they're trying to wheel this guy back out. Maybe they're going to try to run him again. Maybe, or how about this? Maybe we're going to have a ticket of Gavin Newsom and Beto O'Rourke. How would that be? Okay, you got one Hispanic guy, a white guy, but it's fine. It'll work because he can call himself Beto rather than, what's he like, Bobby or something like this? But here they are talking about Trump.
I can only imagine the history books written 100 years from now looking at the people of 2025. It's the way, you and I, when we were in school, were looking at the people in Germany in 1933. That guy's named chancellor in January of that year. In 53 days, he has destroyed German democracy. The parliament or the Congress, their legislature passed these enabling laws, just like the Republicans are doing in Congress today, that said, anything you want, you go out and do it. And he goes from being this buffoonish, clownish thug who can barely hold power to the undisputed master and dictator of the German people. And I know this shit doesn't repeat, but it sure as hell rhymes. And we got to be listening to that right now and acting with the urgency that the moment demands from us. I can only
okay, a lot of really big college words, really groomed, inauthentic, and you know what his name is? Robert Francis. Just like, isn't that RFK's name, Robert Francis? Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. His name is Robert Francis O'Rourke. You can't make this stuff up, man. That's crazy. Like, okay. Anyway, maybe that's why he goes by Beto, because he knows that RFK Jr. exists. And you don't want to be confused with him. That's funny. That is hilarious. So shout out to RFO trying to hate on Trump with his friend Gavin Newsom. All right, the Indian truck drivers. Now, I know you guys have seen this, but and I want to be clear, it's not about Indians specifically, because I got a lot of Indians that watch that video. Shout out to the Indians. The Indians that I know I'm cool with. I'm not a racist person, so let's not even do that. But what I'm going to say is maybe, just maybe, if you're from India and you want to be a truck driver in the USA, there should be some, I don't know, qualifications. Like, number one, come here legally. Number two, know how to read English. And number three, have a valid CDL in which you actually passed it and didn't just get kind of coached through it. I don't see why that's such a difficult thing to ask for, but here is the video. There's no sound, it's just music. I'm going to just kind of talk, but you see them, that right there, that was an accident, okay? What they tried to do was take a U-turn across an interstate. Like, okay, you see the interstate, it'll be like a median, and then there's a break in the median, and emergency vehicles, fire, police, they go that way. And normally what happens is on the highway, it'll be a police car right there to check if you're speeding. You, as a regular driver in your sedan, your truck, whatever, you don't go that way ever, because you will get pulled over if they see you. You will get caught if they see you. And as a truck, you most certainly don't do that, because your trailer is going to block the road. And we in America are not used to just seeing the truck in the center of the road like that. So you're going to cause an accident, which is what happened here, which is why you can't do that. And here's the guy. He's mad that the dude is recording. Okay, but you don't even care that you just did that? You don't even care? It's just like, why are you recording? No, like, where's your remorse at, though, bro? So that guy came into the country illegally in 2018. And there was some court action in 2019, but I don't know what happened beyond then. Now, he did come in during Trump, but the court action was 2019, so I don't know exactly when or what, but it's not Trump's fault that he was able to get a CDL, a commercial driver's license, in California during Biden. Nor is it Biden's fault, really. It's more California's fault. Why would you allow a non-citizen to get a CDL? Why would you allow an illegal alien to get a CDL? How does that really work? And the dude couldn't even speak English. Hold on, there was more to that. There was most certainly more to that. Because I had it on my story. I'm gonna read it on my story. Because they said that there was a test and he had failed a lot of the test. Let me just make sure I'm saying the right thing here. And if you guys like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, so look. So it says the driver failed the assessment, providing correct responses to just 2 out of 12 verbal questions and only accurately identifying 1 of 4 highway traffic signs. But yet he was still able to get a CDL. So it shouldn't have happened. And I thank Trump for removing these people from this country. And I've been saying it for, I feel like it's been years now. The illegal aliens are dangerous. They're causing problems. You're not getting the best people. And plus the truck drivers are brought here to drive the cost of trucking down. Truck drivers are telling me, look, ABL, there's no trucking shortage. Don't let them tell you that. The news will say, well, the only reason the migrants are coming in to do trucking is because y'all don't want to work. No, there's no trucking shortage. They are allowing the market to get flooded with truckers to drive the cost of trucking down. It's trucks all over the road. They don't got nowhere to park because it's too many trucks due to the market being flooded with a lot of these illegal aliens, and they're causing problems. Here's another one in Canada. Okay, I'm gonna show you what they do. This dude went across the median, like it wasn't even like a cut. It was just a straight up median with like a drainage ditch. Let's watch some of this. Look, again, no sound. Hold on, I think there is sound on this one. Let me just play it. Well, that ain't really no sound for that. But you can see what's going on. A U-turn in the 18-wheeler in the middle of the road with traffic coming. You see what I'm saying? You just can't do that. Because look, you're blocking all the lanes. So if I don't see you doing this, I'm just driving this normal, and you're taking you're doing it slowly as well. I might not have enough time to brake. Look at this. And look, you got traffic coming. It's cars coming. It looks like it's probably a traffic jam right here. So he was like, okay, rather than just waiting in the traffic jam like the other trucks and cars are doing, I'm going to go across the median over the drainage and just go the other direction. You cannot do that in the USA. I mean, I'm just speechless, really. I'm speechless. It's crazy. Totally crazy. Now, look. Here are some Indian guys, apparently, getting a CDL, it looks like. Okay, we got some sound. Now I got a question. Does anybody speak this language? Are you able to translate? Hey, we need to get AI to the point where it's able to translate things real time. That'd be fantastic. Hey, to the big brains out there, that's a business idea for you. Go ahead and get that. You be a multi-trillionaire.
अगर किसी सही तरीके ना सौखे तरीके ना सीखना चाहते हो तो अंकल ना जरूर संपर्क करो फर्स्ट टाइम जी पास करा देंगे अंकल ग्रेट है भाई दिन फर्स्ट पहली बार ची क्लियर हो गया थैंक यू
So it's like, come on now. I don't ask for much. English, USA, CDL, and be here legally. That I promise that's not really that much to ask. I mean, it's crazy. Totally crazy. But yeah, RIP to those who died out there in Florida. RIP to those who died in Florida. Rest in peace. Prayers out to their family. Really, really sad. Now look, we got to go back to some of these ICE protests, okay? We have all these women and LGBTs in Home Depot. Listen, let's just play it. I got something to say.
ICE out of Home Depot! 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 ICE!
Women out of Home Depot. Women out of Home Depot. LGBT out of Home Depot. All y'all are in the way. Look, I'm in here for some basic stuff for the house. Okay, I got to fix something in the back. I got to fix something in the front. I need this. I need that. I need a paint bucket. I need to match my paint in here. I need to get a piece of wood. I need to just get some basic stuff. Like, I don't want to see y'all all up in the Home Depot. And why aren't you at other big box stores like this, hardware stores, where there could be some laborers at? It's because y'all watch TV and y'all watch your phones, and the trope is Home Depot. Illegal aliens at home. That's the trope. So you're going to go straight to right there because it's all you know. And you're not really doing anything. You're not helping the situation. You know what? You know what's funny is that a lot of these humans sitting in their high parts all day, getting fat, being big backs, okay? Rather than doing that, how about you just go get a job application? You already in Home Depot as it is. To the women, you could be a cashier in the front. That's fine. But don't be in there acting the fool. And to the LGBTs, okay, to the, you know what I mean? To the LGBTs and people like this wearing big pants, you can start doing some push-ups and become a man and go in there and do with the heavier stuff. Okay? You could do with the heavier stuff. And it's totally fine. And shout out to all of the women that work in Home Depot that understand how to behave in a place like that. Those individuals, they got to get up out of there. And to the LGBTs, bro, push-ups and you be just fine, man. Go get a job. Get off your hind parts. Do something for society. Now, this video right here, listen. I'm as proud of this video as I was of the Young Conservatives when I was at Jubilee out there in LA. Okay. Pardon the language. Please pardon the language. It's a couple of N-words flying around. But here's the context, okay? So there was an attempt at Antifa coming to Brooklyn to start some trouble. Okay, let me just show you the screenshot right quick. You can see you got Antifa and their black bloc, and then you have the black community, black people in Brooklyn saying, y'all got to get up out of here. What was the full context? There was something. Okay. So they went to Crown Heights, Brooklyn to agitate for a riot in honor of a black child who was killed in 1991. Excuse me. When a Jewish person was involved in a car accident. Okay. So it's something in reference to that back in the day. They're trying to come there to start stuff to agitate because of the anniversary, I guess that is. Let's watch some of this.
Get out of here! Yo, scram! Scram, nigga! Scram! Scram, nigga! Scram, nigga! Scram! 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 Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa!
I'm sorry for the cussing, but it's music to my ears.
Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! See what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Fuck out of here!
What are y'all on our block for? Making it hot for? Move on.
Yo, scram, son!
The Muslim society.
Skedaddle! Skedaddle!
Go me?
it's over. It's done.
Time to skedaddle. That's all.
I know. Skedaddle.
That's all. Thank you so much, Austin. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
Have a good night, all right?
Yes, sir. Always.
Protest right here. So there's some protest right here. We want y'all off the block.
Let's go. Let's go. Clear it out. Get in your car. Let's go. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Hey, you know what? Listen, America is healing. America is healing. We're realizing that these Antifa, these ne'er-do-wells dressed in all black, they're there to start violence. They're there to start trouble. And we, the people, don't like it. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Candy Stripe. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants that violence. Nobody wants that trouble. We don't want to participate. We're just trying to chill, do our thing. You guys are in the way. You got to get up out of here. So you want to see the full video? I got it on my channel right now. It's going pretty well as a short. And shout out to all you guys watching the shorts. The shorts are doing pretty good. A lot of you guys are enjoying that. So I appreciate y'all for that. Okay. Let's go to CNN. They're talking about some things that Oklahoma teachers are being told to teach in the classroom. And I guess they're upset over on CNN about what they're being told to teach. Okay, let's go through a few things. And you let me know if these things that they're teaching are offensive or not.
But let me read some of the questions we did get. One question deals with gender, asking teachers to select from a series of multiple choice answers which chromosome pairs determine biological sex. Another question asks why freedom of religion is important to America's identity. Other questions include asking for the first 3 words of the Constitution, naming the 2 chambers of the U.S. Congress, and identifying the number of U.S. senators. I mean, these are all great questions for a teacher to be able to. Shouldn't a teacher have to be able to answer? It could be that there's like, how much do you hate Donald Trump is like in there. Okay, that won't be great, but I mean,
Okay. So I made a mistake. This is a test for the teachers to see if they know it. Hey, teacher, do you know what these things mean? Do you know the answer to these questions?
They also be able, I mean, wouldn't it be more important to know whether they know and understand the subjects that they're expected to be teaching? Isn't that more to the point?
I think it's so concerning that our math.
But let me read some of.
Okay, so again, this was a litmus test for the teachers themselves. Do you know the answer to these questions? Okay, do you know what it is? Now, Abby's saying, well, isn't it more important for them to know what the subject matter is? That's important. I don't want to discount that, but you need to have some kind of sense in the classroom. And if you don't, that could be a problem because you're going to get other stuff along with the proper education, which could lead to a miseducation or brainwashing and indoctrination by a woke person. Now, of course, it's ways to get around that, but still, I think you should know those answers to those questions. I think you should. I think it should be a thing. Okay, so we're talking about slavery. I don't know why they're talking about slavery still. I think they're talking about the museums. So there's an effort to clean up the museums to make it be a little bit less woke. And I think Trump put out a tweet talking about the museums are focused on slavery, like hyper-focused on it. Now, for my point of view, I don't like the hyper-focus on slavery because it just kind of keeps you in the perpetual victim mentality. The rationale behind removing Aunt Jemima was it's a black woman that's a maid, and they don't want to have that be our image as a maid. Okay. First of all, I see her as a hardworking woman. I don't just see it like, okay, black people are just domestic servants. I ain't see it like that. But if that's the thought process, then why does that same thought process not apply to constantly talking about slavery all the time, 24/7, and then having a museum where it's plastered everywhere? What does that do? When you come to this country and you see stuff like that all over the place, that immediately just puts your mind in a certain place. So yes, let's teach it, but when you overemphasize it, that's going to be the primary narrative in a lot of minds, which is why you're going to talk to somebody and they still bring reparations and 1865 type stuff. Those days are being gone. Don't nobody care for real. Some of us care, but ain't nothing going to happen. Anyway, let's just watch some of this from CNN.
gone into the Smithsonian, and he's effectively now has some random person deciding what is appropriate for the Smithsonian to teach in terms of American history, things that don't offend parts of the MAGA base, right? So we're now literally reviewing parts of American history and parts of American culture to make sure it comports with Dear Leader and what the MAGA
Can we address some of those things that are in there? Because have you looked at some of the things that are being reviewed?
Slavery was a bad thing that we could talk about.
Okay.
Like,
he's not whitewashing slavery.
So
he's not? He's not. No, okay. He's not. And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you look at slavery, let's talk about the fact.
All right, that's enough. I mean, we get the idea. I don't really want to hear women talk on at all. So I'm done. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, we understand what the history is, but when you just keep beating us in the head with it, it just gets to be a little excessive. And I don't really want to see that all the time. Let's show some of the positive things. Like all the negative. I'm good. I'm good on that. Okay. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, let's keep on moving away from that. And here's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to CNN because this is exactly what I was just saying. I didn't even really make it segue like this on purpose, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, let's throw this on the screen right quick.
Starting around 2011, 2012, sociologists started to notice a shift in white liberal opinion polling to where white progressives became more extreme in their views on race than Black and Hispanic Americans. And they called this, the sociologists called it the Great Awakening. And when they postulated, where did this come from? Why did
the Great Awakening is hilarious.
White progressives suddenly start obsessing over race in a way that was actually far to the left of where Hispanic and Black Americans were on this issue? They found that the media had shifted radically how it talked about these issues. So, for example, in 2010, the words white supremacy were mentioned 75 times in the Washington Post and the New York Times.
But the media is different from museums.
In 2020, the words white supremacy were mentioned 700 times in the Washington Post and the New York Times and 2,400 times in NPR. The word racism 4,000 times in 2020. The words white and racial privilege from 2013 to 2019 grew by 1,500% in the New York Times and the Washington Post. And the word slavery itself exponentially skyrocketed as a percentage of words.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to get all inundated with all this race, slavery, woke. I don't want that. This is a thing that the white liberals, that's what they want. I don't want that. Again, it goes back to DC. The white liberals don't want the police. The white liberals don't want the National Guard. The white liberals don't want the Black community to actually be safe because they think it's racist to have the Black community safe. That's their thought process. And they're obsessive over it. And a lot of that has happened in the past few years. If I didn't know any better, I would say that they were promoting racism. They're promoting white supremacy. Because if not, I can't tell. When you go up that much and talking about a thing, how are you not trying to promote it? If you aren't trying to promote it, you're not doing a very good job of not trying to promote it.
Offering this only to suggest.
I understand. I'm just wondering what do you think is the problem with talking about slavery, white supremacy, racism, et cetera?
So the point I'm trying to make here is that liberals will say, well, this is a reflection of reality. But of course it isn't. This is a reflection of a newfound obsession that was driven by the media. Well, and that doesn't reflect either the moral evil of these things or the historical accuracy.
All right, that's enough. But you get the idea. Again, I don't want to hear it. All I hear, nah. But you get the idea, right? So look, check it out. I'm tired of hearing all that, the awakening, the extra woke stuff. I'm good. I'm totally good. All right, but let's keep moving. Oh, Democratic Party losing members. Democratic Party losing people, losing support.
We can talk about COVID, but there are two factors in this analysis. What they showed was happening here. Let me do the first one, right? Many voters are choosing to be political independents by not registering with either major party, but of the people who do choose between the two main parties, the Democratic share has been cratering. Yeah. I mean, can you just blame that on the pandemic?
No, it's also, listen, the party has failed to really engage with men. That is a failure of the party. The party has also failed to
so let me get to the point two.
Okay.
Number two, the steepest declines in registration are among men and younger voters.
It makes sense. Fix it? No, it makes perfect sense. Look, I think Democrats have kind of become the party of the snowflake in a way that doesn't resonate with a lot of guys in terms of the way that we communicate with each other and talk. And so Republicans have seized that. But they're frauds. Republicans have done everything that sort of opposes the working class in America. Democrats just have to talk about these things differently and engage and not take men for granted, which to some capacity has happened.
Look, okay, so you were doing good until you said they were frauds. Bro, people are able to see the policy difference. Like I said, my main thing was the migrant crisis. People are able to see that. Young guys, older guys, whatever, they're able to see the policy difference. That's the key that you are failing to mention. What you think is that we only respond to communication and we're so dumb. Like, okay, Republicans and guys are so dumb. Just talk to them a certain kind of way, grab a beer, something like that. That's we see the policy difference. You guys left the border wide open, left us vulnerable to crime and violence. We just saw the dude with the truck making a U-turn on the interstate, which is crazy. We don't want that kind of stuff. Okay, we don't want that. It's not about the communication. The communication is bad, but it wouldn't matter as much if you had good policy. If I saw you, bro, get on TV and start talking with your, you know what I mean, with your knot, your wide knot, I know that you're not really my kind of guy that I want to talk to. But if you had a good policy, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't judge based upon how you present yourself or how you speak. What I'm worried about is your policy. And that is the key difference. And if you guys keep doubling down on negative policy, you'll keep losing. It's simple as that. So, go on Joe Rogan all you want to, start a podcast, whatever, talking about, yeah, I'm a dude, bro. It ain't going to work because you guys got bad policy. Okay, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, where we at here? Oh, we got RFK. Did you guys see the push-up challenge and whatnot from RFK? All right, not Beto O'Rourke, Robert Francis O'Rourke, but Robert Francis Kennedy. That Robert Francis. Let's watch some of this.
3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I got a question. Do y'all not do this in school anymore? Because when I was in school, we did this. This was like in gym and PE. You would do this for sure. Is this not a thing anymore? If it's not, it needs to be.
Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS Secretary. I'm here with Secretary Hexeth from the Department of Defense. And we had our big Pete and Bobby challenge today. 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups. You try to get under 5 minutes. How'd you do?
We got close. I was about 5:25. You were right behind me.
We had a couple of Marines here.
One beat 3 minutes, a couple beat 4 minutes. Yeah. Pretty impressive.
It was President Trump who inspired us to do this. This is the beginning of our tour, challenging Americans to get back in shape, eat better, but also you need to get out and exercise. And we have a challenge. There's another cabinet member who we hoped would show up today. We told him there was a cabinet meeting here. But anyway, we want to send out a challenge to Sean Duffy to come and do this.
So Secretary Duffy, you're invited to do the Pete and Bobby challenge. Can you do it in under 5 minutes? 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups. What do you think?
Hey, I love it. I love anything that gets Americans moving, that gets us to do physical fitness. And you know what I want? I want this to be like a trend on social media. Hey, all the TikToks, hey, rather than y'all doing TikTok dance looking crazy, you know what I mean? How about do a push-up challenge on TikTok? That's what I want to see. Yeah, let's do 100 push-ups on TikTok. Who could do it the fastest and film it on TikTok? That's what I want to see. Absolutely. So shout out to them. Hey, we need that in middle school, elementary school, high school, college, all of that, everywhere. At work, everywhere. Yeah, 70 years old, great shape, fantastic shape. Okay. Now, some people are refusing to do the gym route and they're just going straight with Ozempic. The Californians call it GLP, ain't that what they call it? My son's on GLP. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch some of this. And shout out to California. I love y'all in California, but some of your neighbors I don't love too much. Let's watch some of this.
Tonight that the maker of Ozempic is cutting the price nearly in half for some patients. The company had already cut the price of Wegovy, a similar medication approved for weight loss. Dr. Celine Gounder is here with more on the emerging price competition over these drugs. So what is driving this price war, Doctor?
John, the race is on. Novo Nordisk has dominated early on with their drugs Ozempic and Wegovy. But now Eli Lilly, with their drugs Mounjaro and Zepbound, are catching up fast thanks to lower prices and strong supply. So it's really about...
Look, man, $500 a month or $349 a month. You rather would pay that than just to go eat right, just to go to the gym. And then really what's going to happen with these drugs, it's going to force you to eat right because it's going to shrink your stomach, basically, or you're not going to be able to digest properly. If you overeat, you're going to get sick. So you got to take a drug that costs that much per month just because you don't have discipline. That's pretty pathetic.
Novo Nordisk trying to take back market share. Specifically, Novo has said this is
$500 though. That's crazy. Y'all pay that for real in real life? Oh my goodness. And that's the price cut?
Is targeted at patients with type 2 diabetes who do not have insurance. Now, I don't know how many patients don't have insurance who can afford $500 a month, but that is the target audience.
So, and are they competing just on price, or is there any other thing they compete on?
Well, they also compete on effectiveness. So there was a head-to-head study published in the New England Journal of Medicine looking at these two companies' drugs head-to-head. Over 72 weeks, people on the Lilly drug lost about 20% of their body weight compared to 14% body weight lost with those on the Novo Nordisk.
All right, there we go. So listen to me very well. Please, please, please don't do these drugs. Please don't do these drugs. Just have discipline and don't eat as much. I ain't even trying to say that you got to be on the crazy, like y'all really probably couldn't do my diet. That'd be kind of hard. But I've been doing this for a very long time, for years, since I've been in my 20s. So this is like second nature to me. But I want y'all to just eat less food. If you cannot stop eating the cookies and the area, all the junk, just start with eating less of it, 30% less. Just try that. And then once you get used to that, keep going. It's like working out. When you first start doing push-ups, you might have a hard time doing 5 push-ups, even for the men. You might have a hard time doing 5 push-ups, but once you master the 5 push-ups, just start. You got to crawl before you can walk. Start with 1. Then do 2 and then work your way up. Now you're doing sets. Okay, let's do a set of 10 and then let's do 2 sets of 10. Let's do 3 of 10. Once that becomes easy, I want you to keep climbing and climbing and climbing to the point where you get to 100. I think my record at one time for push-ups was like, 175? And like at once, I think. Yeah, at once, 175. So that's what you should do. Don't get on those drugs. The drugs are dangerous. They will impact you. They're new, kind of, really. And what's going to happen is in 20 years, you're going to see some crazy effects you didn't know. Aside from the effects they're going to do right now, messing your stomach up and your bone density and things of this nature. All right? So look, okay. I'm going to show you guys a video, and I want you guys to tell me what should happen to resolve the situation. And do you think what was done makes the most sense? Okay, let's go ahead and let it rock. All righty, there we go.
Apparently there's a very not serious fire in Duncan right now. Nobody seems to care. What that actually like, one of you guys needs to do something. That's crazy. That's not gonna help. Do you guys have like do you have a fire extinguisher? Do you know where it is? There's got to be a fire extinguisher here somewhere. Do you guys have a manager you can call? Yeah, there you go. Fire extinguisher right there. Here, you want me to help you? Hold on. Let's just put this here. So you're gonna pull.
Yep. Point and shoot.
Aim.
Yep.
Thank you. Was all that needed really to put out that little fire? It wasn't even really like, it wasn't a fire. It was just something that was burning in that oven right there. All you got to do is just, what I would have done, because I've seen fires in kitchens before, because I work in a restaurant. What I would do is just put a stainless steel pot over that, and then they would just suffer you put a stainless steel pot on top, and that suffocate the flame. That's it. Yeah, a fire extinguisher for that is overkill. Now you've contaminated the entire kitchen. Anybody in there eating needs to get out. That's too much. Why would you do all that? I mean, I appreciate the effort there, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It was something that was just burning in the oven. You just put something on top of it to smother the flame out. You probably could have put some water on it. It probably wasn't even a grease fire. But yeah, just smother the flame. You don't have to pull a fire extinguisher. That's crazy. Like, what? Why do all that? So yeah, Rebel Without a Reason says, make sure you film your heroic actions, Debbie. That was funny. That was hilarious. Okay. Yeah. A wet towel, just smother it. Yeah, that would have done it. That for sure would have done it. Okay. So we got some young folks talking to the boomers. I want to give him some constructive advice, but let's watch what he says to the boomers first.
So I always had a boomer come to me and say that I needed to take more control of the finances and my situation in my life. Okay. Number one, do you know what the housing market is? B, do you know that the auto loan industry is using the same fucking principles that caused the crash in 08? But I countered with this, and now they blocked me. How many of your friends, your coworkers, and your relatives who are over the age of 65 who are now retired are now, instead of moving to a retirement facility or a retirement community, they are now doing a 10-year forever cruise because it is way fucking cheaper? Yeah. Checkmate. You screwed up the entire world. Now you can't even fucking live with it. Shut the hell up. You doomed us all. Go away. So
okay, there's a lot there. First of all, young man, I'm not sure how old you are, but you look pretty young. I can tell you're not doing a lot with your life. And that right there is a problem, because there's work to be done. If you really want to work, you could do it. I know guys that have been to the penitentiary for a long time that's getting a lot of money doing manual. I'm talking about guys that got tree removal services, guys cutting grass, guys doing HVAC, guys plumbing, guys doing merchant marines, traveling, guys truck driving before they let the migrants in. There are guys getting money out here in the world. The question is, what are you doing? What are you going to do with yourself? Do you have a job at all? Like, what's going on? Like, if you were my nephew, I would tell you, you got to just tighten up and don't make no excuses, because guess what? You could talk about the markets and that, right? And this is going bad and that's going bad. But guess what, though? Newsflash. As long as humans have been alive, there's always been some issues going on. It's never been perfect, ever, and it's not going to be. All you can do is do what you can do. If you do nothing, then it's your fault that you have your situation. So yeah, shout out to the young man. Hopefully that helped you, boss, because yeah, man, I don't want to see no couch potatoes talking about they can't really get what they want in life. You know, that's not how it should be. Hey, y'all said a human Bobby Hill. That's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, shout out to him. Okay. Now, I forgot what she said, but let's just watch. I think it was something worth me putting it in the lineup. Let's go ahead and watch.
I'm so tired of boomers and Gen Xers on this app in my comments being like, AOC could never win presidency. We need more realistic candidates. They need to be men. Actually, that's not true at all. Kamala Harris actually did win the election. Yeah, it was rigged. She actually did win. And it's your internalized misogyny that's holding us back, not the fact that these candidates are women and nobody will vote for them. People will vote for them. They have, and they did, and she actually won. And people will vote for AOC, and AOC will win. So check your internalized misogyny.
Okay, so, hey, I need to check my internalized misogyny because I don't think that, I'm sorry for the freeze frame. I don't think that Kamala won. I think she lost pretty soundly. I mean, she got stomped into wine. She lost all the swing states. When she be out there campaigning, people would boo her at the campaign. They would boo her on the campaign trail. It was crazy. People didn't like Kamala in 2020 when she ran the first time. In the primary, she came in dead last, behind Amy Klobuchar, checking like Muhammad Ali, behind Pete Buttigieg, married to a man with a baby, okay? Behind Joe Biden, who was 1,000 years old and looked every day of 1,000 back then, okay? Kamala is not a good candidate. She is not a good political figure, not to be the president of the USA. She lost, okay? She lost. If you run AOC, she'll lose. And you know what? I'm not trying to discourage you. Go ahead and run AOC. That'd be great. Hey, let's have JD Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, one of these guys, Marco Rubio. Let's have them up against AOC. I like my chances. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I like my chances. If you get anybody on the right against AOC, AOC is very popular, but to become the president, all right, we'll see about that. We'll certainly see about that. Okay. Here's a question. Now, I think she's just curious, asking the question, and I didn't think this is really a thing, and I don't think that it is a thing. I'm just curious to see what you guys have as an answer to her question, okay? Let me go ahead and just throw it on the screen right quick for y'all, and all right, let's see.
Hey, y'all. So I just came across this video of this guy who claims that when people flash their brights at you driving, it means it's a different meaning for black people versus white people. So I know when I flash my brights at people, it's for one of two reasons. Either one, I just passed a cop and I'm warning my people, hey, be on your P's and Q's. Or two, y'all need to turn your headlights on. So now I want to know, for all the white people, why do y'all flash your brights at people when you're driving? Let me know.
Okay, so that's the question. Why do the whites flash lights at people while they're driving? Now, let me just speak from when I've had lights flashed at me from the whites. It was always because it was a cop. Always, 100% of the time. I have my lights on all the time. They're always, that's how I'm running lights, so I don't got a problem with that. So what is the other reason why lights will get flashed? Like, what is the actual issue? A cop ahead, exactly. It's the same thing. I think we all are on the same page. I don't think that we are divided like that. I think that we're pretty simple. We're pretty much on the same page. You can't share that, TJ? Oh, okay, that's top secret. Turn the high beams off. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, it's all the same. Brights means cop for the whites. Rebel Without a Reason says it means turn around and chase me. That's funny. That's funny. Get out of my way. Yeah, it's all the same thing. Your high beams are on, or your lights are off, or there's a cop ahead. Yeah. That's simple. So yeah, I think I played that because I just wanted to make sure that we on the same page, which I know that we are. Okay, it ain't really this whole big black white thing really going on. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Or take this job and shove it, says accident ahead. That's another one. Okay, that's another one. I'll tell you what I do. If there's an accident ahead of me and people behind me might not be able to see it, I put on my hazards. Okay, because the traffic goes, because you on the interstate, you're going 80 miles an hour and you got to slow down at a certain point. I put on my hazards to make sure that everybody behind me is able to see that I'm slowing down and that we got to kind of get really, really slow because of the accident. Okay. Now, food stamps. Let's talk about food stamps a little bit. People are still crashing out over the food stamps. I mean, listen, this is going to be good for the country because a lot of these people are able-bodied and could work. Rather than bringing in dangerous illegal aliens, let's get American citizens actually working. That's what I would say.
Let me tell all of y'all that's so happy that they taking away Section 8 and everybody in the world that's so happy that they taking away food stamps. It's cool if y'all feel like people been abusing them. It's cool. Do what you feel how you want to feel. But let me tell you from the other side of the tracks. Crime rate going up. Yeah, people going to jail. But crime rate is going to an all-time high. I'm telling you. The girls I know and where I'm from and the people that I grew up with, they not letting their kids be hungry up under no circumstances.
So look, okay. First, I heard the beep. I ain't going. That's the elephant in the room. I did hear it, but beyond that, it's like, look, if your people don't want their kids to go hungry, they got to go work. There's plenty of jobs. There's plenty of things to do. If you want to commit crime, all you're gonna do is get locked up. All you're gonna do is get locked up. Okay, that's all that's gonna happen. So ain't no point in going that direction. And quite frankly, we don't want the criminals and people that just are doing nothing to even really exist like that in the country. Okay, we want you to get off of your hind parts and do something if you're able-bodied. So I know somebody gonna call me talking about, oh, well, I got this rare disorder when I was hiking in Bolivia and my right knee hurts all the time. All right, but able-bodied, get off your hind parts and go work. And matter of fact, I got another one. This woman is talking about she got a letter from the food stamp office and they're telling her what she has to do to keep getting the food stamps going forward. Okay?
Can someone please help me make sense of this? I've been receiving food stamps for the last 7 years, consistently. I just received a letter in the mail telling me that I now have to do community service hours, at least 15 hours a week. I have to take out of my time, things that I do every day, to do community service so that I can still continue to receive the benefits that I receive. Mind you, I am receiving the maximum benefit. I get $2,000 in food stamps a month. But that is only because I have 3 kids. Now, how do they expect me to be able to do community service hours if I can't even get a regular job? So I'm at risk of losing my food stamp benefits because I'm not putting in effort. Are you serious?
Okay. I'm at risk of losing my food stamp benefits because I'm not putting in effort. Yes, that's kind of what's going on here, okay? That's kind of what's going on. 15 hours a week of community service. That's all. Listen, if I was you, I'd do it on the weekend. 8-hour shifts. 16 hours, and it's done. So throughout the week, you could just do whatever you want to do. Catch up on reality TV, get a few more tattoos, have a few more kids, do whatever you want to do. It's fine. It's totally fine. But look, you need to be doing something. You've been getting benefits for 7 years. See, this is a way to keep people permanently on these programs, permanently part of the underclass, permanently doing nothing. You could get out for 15 hours a week and do something. You could do something for 15 hours a week. Okay, that's not gonna like break you. It's just really not. Okay, so yeah, shout out to her. You know, or you could get a job. You could like get a job. That's possible. That's really a thing. Okay, you could do that. And you know what? A job might pay more than a $2,000. But I know a lot of y'all, not you guys who are watching, but a lot of people don't want to work. So that might be a little bit too much to ask. A little teeny bit too much to ask. Pastor says, is she for really? For real? She is 1000% serious. Because I've seen these kind of videos a lot where they talk just like that. They're dead serious. they serious as a heart attack. Okay, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, so I ain't gonna play that. Some of these videos are kind of like, I ain't gonna say it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. And when you see her, you're gonna see why I might not have wanted to play it. All right, hold on. So this woman is saying, hey, MAGAs, why are you guys afraid of cities? Like, I thought y'all were the big bad guys, big tough, big Ford trucks, big truck, big guns. Why are you afraid of cities? Okay, that's her question. Let's watch.
We truly are not bullying MAGA men as much as we should. Because what do you mean you're scared of cities? Cities? Like downtown? You're scared of that? You're supposed to be the protectors, right? Aren't you all the one pushing the gendered bullshit that men have to protect women? What are you protecting us from? I strap my toddlers into a car and drive them downtown literally weekly and think nothing of it. But you, my guy, won't go within a 5-mile radius without your Glock and being strapped up? I think we should be bullying them more. That seems like snowflake shit to me. These big, strong men get their stats from Fox News and think that crime has overridden these areas and the police are getting beat up. No, they're not. I literally went to the farmer's market downtown 2 weeks ago. It was fine. The little guy is scared of the big city. Oh.
Okay, there's so much there. First of all, I hope and pray you do not become victim out there in downtown, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to wish the man with the Glock in downtown will be there to save you. That's what's going to happen. Listen, as a man, there's not really going to be a man to come save us unless you got a cop like right there or a security guard. It's going to be up to us. So if we're in these dangerous areas where crime can happen, it's not going to be all the time that the crime happens, but the crime can happen. We need to be ready. We've seen countless examples of men coming to the rescue in some of these dangerous areas. Unsung heroes. You're like discrediting that and acting like they're afraid. Now, they're not afraid. They're just logical. They're using common sense. I'm not going to a dangerous place without that thing on me. Why would I do that? That's just silly. If I know this place is dangerous, crime can happen, I could become a victim, you best believe I'll be ready. That's just called using your brain. And again, I hope and pray you be safe out there, okay? But if you know your area is dangerous and you just say, oh, it's totally fine. Like, you one of them DC white liberals talking about, oh, it's all right. You get beat in your head in the metro, and then you want to say, where's Daniel Penny? Well, you locked him up because you were offended that he actually, jumped in to save you. Anyway, so yeah. Shout out to the people that understand that you got to have safety. You got to have security in these places. And if you don't, it could be a serious problem. And if you don't have any security with yourself, any kind of safety on yourself, you're vulnerable. You're very, very vulnerable. And shout out to all the women who carry. I know a lot of girls who carry right in their purse. I had a video. I got to find that video. It was a woman in Atlanta. Okay, going downtown. Okay. And had that thing in her purse. Right in her purse. I'm gonna find that eventually, and I'm gonna throw it up there. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, hold on. Can I find that right quick? Nah, I don't got no time. No time at all. But let's keep on going here. So this 19-year-old guy made $2,800 in one day. Again, 19-year-old guy made $2,800 in one day. Check it out.
Here's how I made $2,800 today, and I'm 19 years old. Check this out. We installed 8 yards of this rock, about 120 feet of this black bend-to-board edging. I own a project-based landscape company. We do no mowing. It's all projects. And every day I make $1,500 to $8,000 in revenue. So yeah, follow me to see more. Here's how I made.
I love it. Look, if I was his age, just starting out, I'll most certainly do that kind of work. Because right now, listen, you can make a killing off of these janky new builds with bad landscaping, okay? Like out where I live at, you got guys getting topsoil on it because when they built these, they put a lot of the construction debris up under the lawn. They put like a thin layer of gravel. Well, they put some gravel. They put some gravel and then a thin layer of topsoil. So what's happening is that people are getting spots and stuff in their lawns because there's not enough topsoil on top. Okay? Even some exposed gravel in certain places is kind of crazy. So listen, if I'm 19 years old, I would do the exact same thing that he's doing. I'd be out there all day long. Listen, and I'm black too. Listen, I don't need no sunscreen. I'll be out there the whole day getting money. Just getting it. Getting it. Right now, I got a lot of energy at 40 years old, almost 41. 19? Man, please. I told y'all before, I used to work in the restaurant, and before I would go, I'd be outside playing basketball for 2 hours on the blacktop. No sunscreen, basketball 2 hours, and then I go straight to work, and if I want it, club afterward. Because you got energy. You guys, you living in the best time right now to be a man without having a lot of education, a lot of money. You got guys that are pressure washing. Go to the store, get your pressure washer, $500 pressure washer. Now you got a business with one pressure washer and go to door. Hey, I got a pressure washing business. Put it online. Facebook Marketplace. There's so many ways to get money out here. And that is to the video game guy from earlier. You can do the exact same thing that the young man I showed you was doing, making $2,800 in one day. If you get off your hind parts and do something with your life, you can do it. Now, this guy says he's making $10,000 a month scooping poop. Okay, poop-de scoop. Shout out to Kanye.
It's 2020-25. If you want to make a bunch of money, you have to ask yourself, what is a service that you could provide that's going to make somebody's life just a little bit easier? Man, people nowadays, they're lazy. People don't want to do nothing for themselves. It's all about service. It's all about convenience. Look, here's what I do. Another one of my side hustles I do, I freaking scoop dog poop. Yeah, laugh at it if you want to, but I got 100 customers that pay me $100 a month. I go to their house bi-weekly and pick up dog poop. I put it in a trash bag, and I make $10,000 a month doing just that. Let me show you how easy it is. Put my bag on the ground and get you one of these scoopers like this. You don't even have to bend over. You squeeze the handle, it opens up, you let go, and it squeezes. Look, there's some poop right there. Put it on top, you let it close. Another pile. You put it on top, you let it close. And once you get it full, you just walk over here, put it in the bag. And guess what? If somebody says it's stupid, who gives a damn if they say it's stupid? There's people that's got good jobs out there that don't even make that much money a year. And all you doing is walking around scooping up dog poop. And guess what? After I get it all scooped up just like this, then I use the dog poop to make even more money. Because I have a subscription where I got a bunch of people and they have co-workers and people that they don't like. And guess what? They pay me $25 a month and I mail dog shit to their house.
Okay. Now, I don't think he's doing that. But I have seen some guys do stuff like that. And now at that last part, I'm kind of doubting the validity of the story. But I have seen people make a lot of money with dogs. Oh, dog walking, scooping poop, cleaning up stuff. Yeah, I have seen that. But that right there was probably fake. Okay, that was probably fake. But the dog walkers, I have seen them make a lot of money. Now, let's get to something that's actually real. Let's get to a real one here.
We're about to drop multiple bands on this truck. All right, guys. I'm with Louis right now. We're about to buy a truck for the business. We got all the money right here. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know how that goes. And how much is everything? Yeah. How's it going? Nice to meet you. Isaiah, yes.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm recording, by the way. I record everything.
Are you record?
Yes.
Oh, your glasses. Got
glasses, yes.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
This is the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Pretty nice.
Okay, we got music going on.
Anything that you had to fix or had to replace, anything like I might want to keep an eye on or anything?
I would keep an eye on like power steering. Because at one point I know I had to replace a power steering hose that blew. But you know, it's not like it did anything past that.
That's pretty much it. Nothing else has pretty much went wrong.
Yeah. All right. Nothing else. Oh, and on these, they don't have spark plugs. They've got engine coils. Yeah. Are you guys familiar with? I mean, I'm not trying to be. Okay, so the title is clean. It's in my name. I've got the title, which I can sign over to you. It helps cover my ass as well.
Exactly. And then when right first thing in the morning, I'm going straight to DMV, getting everything registered. Yeah. So
all right.
We won't be driving this one around without anything.
All right, cool.
Yeah. You were in sales.
Yeah, I sold medical devices and stuff like that. So that's why I had such a big ass freaking territory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So look, we got 19-year-old guys going out there buying trucks in cash. Other 19-year-old guys out there doing landscaping services, making $2,800 a day. Then why do we have other young guys who are saying, "Oh, the job market and this and my grandmama's sick"? Excuses. You see what I'm saying? It's excuses. There's a lot of ways to become successful out here in the world if you really want to do it. So yeah, shout out to them. And shout out to the first guy, not the other guy with the fake dog stuff. Okay. Now here's another guy talking about the housing. And I kind of wanted to go back to this because there is a point I need to make about the cost of housing compared to the cost of labor and whatnot today.
I started looking at houses to buy, and what do you mean a 2-bedroom house in the bad part of town is $600,000? When I was a kid, there was a house for sale in my neighborhood for $100,000. If I would have known this is how the world would be, I would have bought that house when I was 10. I could have afforded that house by mowing lawns and my weekly allowance. When I first got on the website, I was messing with the search filters. It was like, you know, what kind of house do you want? I was like 4-bedroom, 3-bath, maybe a library, you know, I'd like to learn how to read. By the end of it, I had to like start taking filters off. I was like 1 bed, 1 bath, saw the price for that, and then I was like, all right, no bath, we don't need a bathroom. Now I'm not even thinking about a house. Now I have a new game plan that I'm thinking. It's just go to Home Depot, buy a shed, and then buy a little piece of land and just throw that shed on it. And then I looked at prices for land, and now I'm thinking I might just go ahead and buy that shed and just, you know, throw it inside my apartment. Boy, the things I would do to go back to the Great Depression, you know. Say what you guys wish, but I'm 100% praying on our economy's downfall. Maybe I could buy a house if I stopped fucking eating Cornish hens all the time. Anyways, I cooked a Cornish hen and mashed potatoes.
All right, there we go. So one thing about the housing market and the prices, yes, prices have gone up, but so have wages. Let me tell you something, to the young guys especially. When I was, I want to say like early 20s, if you made $35,000, you were doing good. $35,000, you were doing good. Like you were actually doing pretty well. Like if you made 50 grand, you were rich. You were considered rich. Like in my neck of the woods, 50 grand, you were rich back in like 2005. Now they say 100 grand is not enough. And people actually make that now. A lot of y'all working at McDonald's getting paid $15 an hour. When I first started working, you were getting paid $625. Below what's the federal now, I got paid $625, $650. My highest I made at Old Country Buffet when I was 21 was $8 an hour. $8 an hour. This is 2007. So yes, the price of housing has gone up, but so have wages. And a lot of what is possible to do now was not possible back then. When I first started working, there was no YouTube. YouTube didn't exist until after I was done with college, pretty much. Like 05, I had left. So YouTube came about at that time. So there was no YouTube. There was no smartphone. None of that even existed. So yes, things are more expensive now, but it's also easier now to get into a field to make money. Now all you got to do is like, okay, let's say today, let's compare today to 2005 when I first started, kind of rocking and rolling with business. 2025, 20 years later, from when I first got started, you could go to Home Depot, buy a pressure washer for like what, $500-$600. You could go and use AI to make ads for you for free, post them on the internet for free. You can post them on Facebook Marketplace, social media, wherever you got to post it, your community's Facebook page. You could go door to door, whatever you want to do. Okay. Technology can help you out a lot. You could just go pressure wash. It's easy to start a business. LLC, they got websites for it. Click over a button and you're done. Click over a button and you're done. It's so accessible to go out there and make money in this country. Now, compared to what it was back in 2005, again, no smartphones, no YouTube, no Facebook Marketplace, no Instagram, didn't even exist. No Twitter, didn't exist. It's easier now. So what do y'all think? Am I right? Am I wrong? John says, Logan's advice, yes, the economy is trash, but you can become a pooper scooper. I mean, I don't know if you're being funny or you just soft, but at the end of the day, what I'm telling you is that it's easier to make money now than it ever has been. I've been self-employed for 20 years. Never has it been easier to make money than it is right now in 2025. Never. It's so many ways to make money. It's not even funny. But a lot of y'all just too soft and too lazy to go out there and make it happen. So you just make little snarky comments. Making snarky comments rather than going out there and actually going to the bag, getting the money. I mean, hey, I'm not saying it is totally easy, but it's easier now for sure. Ain't no question it's easier now because you got technology. It's so, listen, dude says the job is saturated. Are they? I'm seeing young white guys going door to door. Listen, I'm seeing guys going door to door, pressure washers I got from Home Depot talking about, hey, I can wash your driveway for you. People are just lazy. They don't want to do nothing. That's the problem. That's the problem. Okay. Now let's go right here. She is, hold on. These are, matter of fact, I ain't gonna play that. Now, if you don't want to make a lot of money, if you kind of want to be a little bit mediocre, or you just want to live minimally, there's options for you. If you don't want to, the dude was talking about the house costs $600,000 and it's in the hood. Okay. If you are not able to afford that, or you don't really want to spend that kind of money on the house, there's options for you. The question is, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? What do you want to do? I saw the house that the one guy that was cooking the Cornish hen was in. Nice, beautiful house, right? Nice, beautiful house. He wants something that's the same as that, rather than having to start a little bit lower, humbling himself and working up to what his parents have. She said, let's go ahead and watch. Listen, if I was 19 years old again, oh my gosh, man, I would make so much money. If I was 19 years old right now with my mentality I had at 19. Anyway, so look, you can get a spot like this. If you're kind of short on cash, you got about $100,000. Okay, let's do it.
The big ones hurt, remember? Set your camera to a wide angle. It'll look bigger. I'm not talking about the house. Welcome to the safest area in San Antonio. 350 square foot. That is fucking criminal. 99,999. Speaking of nines, probably want to keep yours on you. Personally, I'm always strapped with a 9. Never know when you'll need it. Better safe than sorry, though. What is this, a kitchen for ants? 3 inches of cabinet space. There's not even enough room for your girl's shitty attitude. Couldn't even bathe the baby.
All right, I don't really like him, but I just want to show some of the, let's go ahead and turn the volume off. Let's turn the volume off. So estimated mortgage, $700 a month. Okay, there we go. So that might be right up your alley. A little 350 square foot spot in San Antonio. Okay, that might be what you want. If you want to have the big 4-3 with a pool and all that, you got to go hard and get it. The effort required to get these things has not really diminished, in my humble opinion. Hadn't really diminished. I've seen this before. The other guy did it better. Shout out to the Mexican guy that did this video first. But yeah, this right here, 100 bands. You could get that, and then you'd be good money. Okay, or how about this? I got one more.
Have you ever?
This is an RV, and how much is this? This is going to be $50,000. Okay, again, you don't got a lot of money. You want to get a 4.3 for $1 million? Okay, $50,000 get you an RV. Start there.
Have you ever seen the biggest truck camper on the market? Well, you're about to. It's the Eagle Cap 1165. Let's check it out. The first thing you notice in the Eagle Cap is this big island. Now this is amazing for cooking. Got all my prep space, big sink, refrigerator, oven and stove, and then a wee bit of spice rack storage. Everybody loves a nice place to kick up your feet at the end of the day. So having recliners, and then if you want to play some games or have some food, a little bit of a spacious dinette over here. So a really big table to actually get some work done. Check out the big bathroom. Nice sized dry bath. And a bunch of storage. Big hanging closet here. Storage is always the key with truck campers. Queen size bed, TV, and more storage back here. The Eagle Cap just hit the market, so come down, check it out at Princess Craft.
There we go. So there's options for you. There's options. Okay. Buying a house. How you going to buy a house? Buying a house for me as a kid was a dream too. I didn't get my first house until 36. They're talking about, I want to get a house right now. I'm 21 years old. I want a 4.3 with the pool and the. Come on now. Get your money up first and then make that request. But anyway, I'm going to get to the calls now. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. The number is always in the description box. Also, when I ticker at a certain point below me in the video, there it is, 706-406-3287. Again, the number is always also in the description box. But I got super chats on deck. I'll read those right quick. Then I get to the calls. Michael Crislow says, Jesus is Lord. Thank you for that. Thank you to Islanita, who says, Amanda S. is unsufferable. She is. Thank you to Marta Allen, who says, Tom McDonald's new video, Devil is a Democrat. Okay, let's go to the calls. Let me get that on right here. And again, the number to call is 706-406-3287. Let's go ahead and get rocking, and we're on. Okay, I got quite a few calls in the beginning of the show, but let's see you guys want to call back. It's all good. Jesus Joy says, tiny homes work. I know of someone in California who had one on his parents' driveway in California. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to your people. 314 the line. Who am I speaking to?
Udoka. What's going on, ABL?
Hey, now Udoka, what's going on?
You know, I'm here to talk about the Jubilee situation.
Of course.
At the beginning, you know, Jordan Peterson has claimed to have an issue. I want to know, did you guys agree to it as it was posed as a black radical, Amanda Seals, who versus 20 black conservatives?
I'm not sure what you're talking about as far as Jordan Peterson is concerned.
Okay. Well, Jordan Peterson, I don't know if you know, they changed the video, right? So it was a Christian versus 20 atheists. And then he, you know, pretty much was like, hey, I never claimed to be a Christian. And they changed the video to Jordan Peterson as versus 20 atheists. I want to know, how did they pose this video to you? Was it versus Amanda Seals? Was it a black radical?
Okay, so I think the way it was at first of all, I did not know who it was going to be until we got there. I had no idea. Like, we were all sitting there waiting for the person to come out. We were asking, who is it going to be? We had no idea until she showed up. So, but I don't know if they said radical. I'm not really sure. I think in my mind that they said liberal, but I really don't know.
Okay. The video, as it showed, edited when you got on, she called you Ant Dog. Do you guys have like some type of dealings before in the past, or?
She called me Ant Dog? Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that when you got on. She said ant dog, so I thought she knew you from somewhere.
Nah, this is my very first time ever meeting her. I've never seen her before a day in my life, except for on the internet, like everybody else. But nah, okay. So that's when I first came on, like in the very beginning.
Yeah. Once you got on the seat.
Wow. Nah, I don't know her at all.
Okay. This was interesting. She had a quote. I wonder what you thought about this. My father wasn't a deadbeat. He just didn't want to be a parent. Was her quote.
Okay. Well, what that probably means is that he was paying child support. That's all.
Interesting.
Yeah, like so, because that's when they say deadbeat is when you don't contribute financially. But still, I guess it wasn't enough. So because he was not there in her life, and she was raised by her Caribbean mom from Grenada, that's why she called him a deadbeat.
Yeah, that was an interesting quote. I think you just said here in this stream, she had her own security?
Yeah, she had a big security guard. This dude was looking like, I'm talking about at least about a good 6'9", 6'10", big black dude. He looked like it could be like my cousin or something, but like way humongous. Okay, the way it works is it's kind of like this warehouse environment, and you can see where we're all sitting around in a circle, and then the table was just empty. And here comes Amanda from the back, this back area, with like this long coat on that she had with the colors on it, a cup of coffee and an iPad. Real like, okay, stars on set, that kind of energy. And with her is the big security guard. He ain't say not one word. It was funny because sometimes when things got a little bit heated, he kind of would like lurch forward a little bit. And I was kind of joking. It's like, he about to just start slamming people, man. Don't nobody do nothing crazy.
In the Jubilee videos, because I didn't get the context, and they never really explained the context of when you guys use those red flags. Well, I guess I'm asking you, was that in the condition of you wanting to advance the conversation, or you didn't like the person's argument against Amanda Seales?
Well, it was the latter. That's what they told us. They were like, okay, raise a flag when the person is not making a good argument. But ultimately, what it wound up being used for was when we thought that the argument was getting stale and it was time to go to the next person.
Gotcha. That was an interesting video, man. Last thing I want to see, you brought up in today's stream about the, I guess those GLP drugs. I don't know if you know, but Ozempic is going through a $2 billion lawsuit where people are claiming to have vision loss and stomach paralysis.
I mean, I didn't know about that, but I'm not surprised because I've been hearing about those side effects. That's why I always say don't do these drugs because they will do that to you. I've seen it happen to people I know. Bad stomach problems, had to go to the hospital because of the Ozempic.
Yeah. It's crazy seeing those prices versus some good, what you could use for some good groceries, a gym membership or something. But that was it, man. I just always had those questions about Jubilee. It's good chatting with you.
Likewise, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, take care.
All right, shout out to you, Doka. So now, wait a minute. I got to go back and watch this just right quick to see if
allowing
the ant dog
students
part. The ant dog part was crazy. Who's going reparations? All right, reparations. Okay, so it wasn't that one because she didn't say nothing to me when I first came to the thing. So maybe it was on the second one.
Burkina Faso is not.
That's time.
My final claim is black conservatism fails to meet the needs of the working class. Ant dog, okay.
She did say ant dog. What? Ant dog. I'm not quite sure I told her my name. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't in the very beginning. Like, okay, like right here in this part, like right when I first came up. So right there, I'm about to say, hey, hello, how are you? I think at that point, I said who I was. So maybe she remembered from back then. That's hilarious. Ant dog. All right, let's keep going here. 909, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Ant Dog, what's up? Hey, man, I'm glad I finally got through. Okay, so yeah, I want to talk about the Jubilee episode.
All right.
All right, so first of all, I met Amanda Seals when she was Amanda Diva when I was a kid in high school.
How was that experience?
Well, it was like a little event because I went to a place, it was in Santa Monica, it was called University High School, and they had like little events in the quad area, and, you know, I just come up to her because I thought she was cute at the time, you know, I'm a young boy, so, you know, and I was just like, you know, what's your name, whatever, she said, Amanda Diva, and all this other stuff, and I was just like, okay, well, I was like, cool, she handed me like a little thing promoting herself or whatever. I think this is when she was doing her DJ thing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like now as a fully grown adult, and I'm hearing her going on all this woke stuff and all, she just became seriously. I am so glad that, you know, I didn't grow up in life and still try to pursue her because she is crazy.
Yeah, man, it was something else, man. Like it was really crazy. She controlled the whole narrative because she was a so-called talent, and if things did not go her way, she was like, I'm gonna just leave. So it was something else, man.
Yeah, and I hate when they do that. I hate when they're just like, whenever the argument, because what they do is they just have like a lack of consistency with their argument, or if you're making a good one, then they're just going to point one little thing out and just start hammering that down. It's like they just always put their foot in their mouth and miss the point. That's why I don't like arguing. I get what you mean by arguing with women because that's a battle within itself, you know, even if it's not even political. But yeah, I mean, you did a really great job, and you asked her a hard-hitting question. Black people, like, you know, who are the people that vote for Democrats the most?
Exactly. She didn't want to answer. She was just trying to like, oh, well, you're not going to do that. You're over talking. She went to a whole different thing that was not even in play just to try and shut me down to not answer the question. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they always do. Like when they don't, it's so funny because they want to ask you the hard-hitting questions, but then when you give them an actual honest question, they don't want to answer it. The hypocrisy is unreal.
It was crazy.
It's unreal. Yeah. And oh yeah, and I think you went on Tim Pool, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Okay, I missed that episode, but my favorite one is when you went on Hodge Twins. Man, how was it with those guys?
I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed that because, I mean, I already knew them. I met them before a few times, so, and we from Virginia, so we had that natural kind of camaraderie already, good chemistry already. So I knew going there it was going to be a good time, which it was.
Oh yeah, I bet it was. I mean, they're hilarious. I watched the Master Epps, you know, compilations all day and all night. I've been watching them since like I think like a year before I discovered you. Because how I discovered you is they had like this little video compilation of Black conservatives called "I Support 45."
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I discovered you. I wish I was like a day one fan, but I wasn't really like on the political spectrum or anything. But yeah, just been definitely a fan for years, and I'm just glad to see. I can finally say I'm glad to see you at 1 million. I've been there since like 500,000, 400,000.
Thank you for that, man. I definitely appreciate you for your support. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, of course, man. All right, man. It was good talking to you. Hey, I'm gonna get back into this chat and you know, continue the show. Hope you have a great show, man.
All right, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
All right, great caller. Shout out to the caller. 603. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to? Hello, 603. Going once. Going twice. All right. I don't know what happened. Shout out 603. Okay, let's try one more time. 603, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Josh over in New Hampshire, man. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. About yourself?
Dude, I just gotta say, you held it down really good. I watched that whole hour and a half with you and that girl. Oh man, first off, are you okay? Oh my God, you do know right, man? That was the cringiest thing ever. And I also watched Steven Crowder's show today, and he put that on his show too. That was just something else. And wow, holy crap! You did a great job, though. You went on not once but twice. It was great. But you know something, and I did fast forward because it was so freaking cringy. But let me ask you this, though. Did anyone else mention that there are, to this day, 42 million people enslaved on this planet, which is the most in human history? Did anyone say anything about that at all? Did you hear about that or no?
I did not hear about that at all.
That's crazy to me. But also, so one thing I really want to ask you, though, you know, the cameras are off, all said and done. Did anything happen? Did anyone want to punch this woman in the face? Did anyone mouth off to her? Did anything stupid happen? I mean, like, what happened that you saw? Like, did you want to punch her in the face? You know what I mean? Like, what happened afterwards?
Nah. I mean, after the event was over, I mean, she pretty much did the whole diva thing and just kind of, I don't even know where she went. I didn't even really see her. Like, after we wrapped, I didn't really see her no more. So all of us were still kind of there waiting on Ubers or whatever. We were like talking to each other. And then, and then after we were talking to each other, they called some of us back to do, like, if you watch the entire thing, at the end of it, some of us are sitting down talking to the camera. So we did that after the wrap. But beyond that, we were talking to each other.
Yeah, that's cool. But, you know, you and I spoke a couple of nights ago, Mr. Logan, about how you can tell someone is a liberal and who is a Republican stuff. Even though she identifies as a radical, which is a bizarre thing to identify as. But like we said a couple of nights ago, Mr. Logan, the ugliness within, they bring it out of themselves, and then you hear them. And then I hear her saying, oh, don't take Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. It's like, no, he didn't, actually. Like, this other dude, I'm like, well, what is with this woman? Like, she didn't just bring out her own ugliness. She brought out her own stupidity. And it was, I want to grab the popcorn, but also puke every time I look at her and just be like, go see God. Just go see God. You know what I mean? Like, but honestly, can you honestly be Mr. Logan? You held it down well. You did a great job. And that was awesome. Cringy, but awesome. You know what I mean? But God bless you for it, man.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, shout out to the caller, great caller. But hey, let me show you an article right quick before we get to the next call, because you're talking about, you know, how to make money and stuff like this. Okay, a North Carolina 12-year-old runs a lawn mowing business. It's easier now than it ever has been to get money in this US of A. Okay, and don't tell me it's not. 12 years old, and here goes something else. He black. Oh, I can't do nothing. I'm black. Reparations. This boy is 12 years old, getting straight to the bag. So I'm not trying to hear it. Hold on. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. We're gonna go back to it.
And he's years away from voting. But Quentin Hines Jr. elects not to dwell on what he can't do.
The society that we live in today, there's not a lot of people who will go around trying to help others. So that's another reason why I try my very best.
Somewhere along the line, a light bulb went on, and Quentin realized kids can make a difference.
I feel like I'm helping out the community.
QJ's professional lawn care is both his business and his escape.
I seen it. I'm expecting you to be a millionaire by 18.
So, if anybody wants to come up with an excuse, a full-grown, able-bodied man, it's so hard out here. There we go. I don't want to hear no excuses at all. But again, the number to call, 706-406-3287. The number is always in the description, also in the ticker below me on the screen. All right. Shout out to him. 12 years old with a lawn care business. Come on now. You mean tell me that a full-grown man, 21 years old, can't do it? All right. 859, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, ABL, you lose the favorite libertarian friend here. How's it going?
What's up, my brother?
It's all good, man, but you kind of break it up a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm just heading to my favorite donut shop, Jeff's Donuts. I gotta get some coffee and donuts in. And I was gonna ask you, man, since I've been listening to you, were talking about the old Olympic stuff. Somebody bring up the old Olympic stuff. This is the best advice, and you agree with me 100% on the way. The best way to lose weight, and this has come from a person who's stoned all the time, smoke weed, and he has the munchies. The best way to stay full of all the time, water and protein and plenty of fiber. Food that will fill you up faster, like meats, protein, and vegetables. This junk food will want you to eat more. And it's all that sugar wants you to eat more. And that's what fast foods mostly is, just all sugar. If you stick with a planned diet and promise me, it will work. I look muscular compared to about 2 years ago when I was overweight and 300 pounds.
Exactly. That's how you got to go about it. Just the diet is so key. Eating the right things, that is very, very key. It'll change the way you look.
Yeah, and if you do a little research, if you look into it, you'd be so surprised of how much of a transformation and a change you can definitely make. And that girl from Jubilee saying she's a radical, the only people who brag about being radicals are the posers. People who are the radicals are the silent ones. Hey, thank you very much for taking my call, my brother. I'll talk to you later, my friend.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. Oh, you just thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate. I'm gonna get it out regardless. Let's go. Okay, I had one that hung up. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Yeah, the sugar and fat and sugar and all that is just, you know what I mean? That's going to get you every time. Got to eat real food, whole food. That's going to be your best bet. Did he say Funyuns? He may have said Funyuns. Shout out to the Funyuns. All right. Let's go back up here. And thank you guys again for calling. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to everybody that came over as a result of the whole Jubilee thing. Somebody playing on the phone. Somebody was saying, like I said earlier, one of the black conservatives were trying to say, I hold that thought for now. I'm going to get to the next call. 774 to the line. Who am I speaking to?
How you doing, ABL? It's Tony in Boston.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Nothing. I just saw one that got you on Instagram last night. That was real dope. Appreciate that. You know, I dig it. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to just call to talk about when earlier you were talking about, you know, guys coming from prison and making a bunch of money and all that stuff. And you know, I'm like I have a testimony to that, you know. So I did 5 years in Massachusetts, and it was honestly the best thing that ever happened to me, the way my life was going. You know, I did a bunch of programs in there just to, like, you know, stay busy. And coming out, you know, I came out with a bunch of certificates and everything, and, you know, so, you know, if, you know, I can do that coming from where I came from, and, you know, the things that, you know, the choices that I made in life, you know, and to come out on the other side of prison and, you know what I'm saying, really excel, you know, it's really no excuse for anybody out here, you know, couch potatoes and all those other things you talk about, you know, so I just wanted to call with a little testimony, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. And people need to hear that, because when people go to prison and then they come home and then they're successful, it just defeats the narrative about, oh, I can't do it. It's too hard. Ain't nobody going to hire me. Well, if somebody goes to prison and they got that on their back and they still are able to come home and outwork you, then what does that say? It says that you're not working hard enough, because they have more against them than you have against you. So I'm glad you're able to share the testimony with me, man. I appreciate that.
and the crazy thing about it is, you know, my baby's mother, she went to law school. Like, you know, I was there early when you know, we were raising our kids, and you know, I was sacrificing, you know, a lot of my life to you know, make sure that, you know, she got her law degree and everything. And once she got her law degree, she did like 2 months of an internship, and she decided she didn't want to do law no more. She decided she wanted to get into the medical field, so she went to medical school. And so she's one of these people that when I first met her, I asked her what she wanted to do with the rest of her life. She said, "I'm gonna be a professional student," you know. And so now she's like so educated and everything, but she's, you know, doing real bad right now, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get into her situation, but you know, she has like this resentment towards me because I went to prison, and the person that came out of prison, she didn't recognize. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, I had a whole new outlook on life altogether. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so now there's this sort of resentment, you know, and you know, it's really not, you know, how much education you got. It's you know, your driving motivation, you know. And you know, as a guy that was on the left at one point, you know, I changed my views on things as my life changed. You know what I'm saying? As you know, I hit certain milestones in life, and you know, I'm the total opposite of what I was, you know, a while ago. And the other thing is, you know, some of the things that, you know, got me in prison, you know, is applicable in, you know, a regular life. You know what I'm saying? You know, being responsible with money and all of that stuff, and you know what I'm saying. So, you know, I was able to turn, you know, lemons into lemonade, so to speak. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to share that with you.
Well, thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. You have a good one.
Same to you, man.
Oh, yo, and from last night, I'm booed fit. You were saying bound fit.
What I say
I
is
was making the comment.
It's
boot fit.
Okay, I got you. I remember now. Boot fit. I got you.
Yeah. Yep. That's me.
All right, man.
All right. I'll see you.
All right. All right, shout out to the caller. Hey, man, 5 years in the penitentiary, came home, doing very well for himself. I know a lot of guys just like that. So back in the day, that would have been difficult. See, it's what I'm saying. It's easier now because you got technology on your side. There's not as much of a stigma against guys that got felonies, especially since the in-demand trade, the in-demand skills. It don't really matter if you got a felony. They probably prefer you got a felony because these are going to be some of the rougher guys that can do that kind of work. Who am I speaking to you on the line? 917?
Hi, ABL. It's Corinne YC.
All righty. What's going on?
Hey, so I wanted to say I saw your video that you showed earlier in the live chat. The woman who was complaining and whining that her food stamps will be taken away and there's nothing she can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it's disgusting. It's not that I don't sympathize with someone who has 3 kids. I'm not sure of her whole situation, whether there's no man to help her or something like this. But when you show a video of a 12-year-old boy, you know, making a whole thing and make money. I know he's not a mom with 3 kids. It's a different situation, but he's out there trying to make that money. And she's talking about there's nothing I can do. Like, she's not even trying to think of, like you said, they're just requiring, 15 hours of her to do community. And she's acting like that's not even possible. She could bang that out in like 2 days. she's not even trying to come up with ideas. She's just immediately saying it's so hard for her. Woe is.
Oh, you kind of cut out there. Can you hear me? Okay, I don't know what happened. Caller, can you hear me? Yeah, she was on fire too. But yeah, what she was saying, making the point about that boy. Okay, so we got this young boy that's able to make something happen. Okay. 12 years old, able to make something happen. But you got this full grown woman that's sitting there acting like she don't know what's going on. You on the line? Who am I speaking to? 917?
Hi, it's Corinne from NYC. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the drop connection.
All right, no problem. Yeah, so I was just it was just disgusting to hear her not even try to think of options like getting a job. You know, I mean, I know people with kids and having a hard situation, and they find a way to make some money and to get some help on their own. But it's really disgusting to hear her, just the way she was so entitled, and she sounds so spoiled, whining about, oh, they expect me to do this and that. I remember, that's why I like that video that you showed with the little boy. When I was too young to get my working papers in New York, I was getting an allowance from my dad and everything, my mom, but it wasn't enough. So I went to all the hair salons in my neighborhood, and every single one, I just asked them, can I sweep up some hair? Can I go buy the hair, the extensions, or whatever you need, and can y'all pay me money? And they did. They paid me a little, $20 here and there, and I would just sweep up whatever I could on the weekends. So there's something you can do, even as a kid. I'm sure as an adult woman, she could get a job. She just doesn't want to.
Exactly. That's the main thing. I know guys that used to sweep hair back in the day, too, the barbershop. Got to be 10 years old, 11 years old, sweeping hair, doing anything.
Right.
Yeah, washing cars, cutting grass, yeah.
Anything. So, yeah, also I did want to ask you, that Jubilee thing, I could not watch the entire thing. It was too much for me, but I don't agree with her and her liberal crazy views, but I do think it was great and brave of her to come on against all you guys. I'll give her that. But how do you think she would do up against Candace Owens, just one-on-one?
Well, first thing, it needs to be like a real debate, like a neutral platform. It can't be her controlling it, talking about if things don't go my way, I'm gonna leave. It needs to be something that's agreed upon beforehand. It needs to be a neutral moderator. And I don't think she would do well in that format. She's only going to do well, or even appear to do well to some people, if she can control the narrative completely.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, that was it. Yep. I thought it was funny. I think people should just play it back for her in slow-mo. Like, you just said, don't interrupt me, or she's being sassy and rude, but she's constantly interrupting. Like, she's projecting. She's like, oh, all y'all doing is interrupting, but that's all she was doing.
Exactly. The whole time, the entire time, from the beginning.
The entire time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just amusing. But, yeah, great job to everybody on that. And, that's about it. I just think people should stop trying to pretend that these people that are losing their food stamps just don't want to work. We should just stop pretending that that's the issue.
What, like that? Like they don't want to work, or they, like, what you mean?
They just don't want to work.
Yeah. Exactly.
They don't want to get a job.
Exactly. Okay, I was confused. I was like, hold on, make sure we're on the same page.
No. Yeah, they just don't want to get a job.
Yeah.
I can't believe she was just ranting like that. It sounds so spoiled. They expect me. Oh my goodness.
It was crazy.
That's about it. Okay, thank you, ABL.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, great call. Fantastic calls. Great calls tonight. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. But yeah, Candace will tear her to pieces. But again, it needs to be an actual moderator there just to make sure everybody's on the same page and it's neutral. So nobody has the advantage of being able to try to control the narrative. Because that's what old girl was doing the entire time. Amanda Seals, just trying to control the narrative the entire time. 440, you're in line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, Daddy.
Come on, man. Y'all so scared. Y'all can't even control right. Like, it took you a while to get the courage to even do that troll. Like, that ain't really how you do it, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me see. 203, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, oh my God. Hey, ABL. This is Steve.
All righty, Steve. What's going on?
I'm doing all right. I called back a month ago thanking you for being a big influence in my life. I just wanted to share something personal. I was seeing a psychiatrist since I was the age of 10. I'm going to be 40 next month. I stopped my meds about a month ago with the approval of my doctor. I want to tell you, even though I lost my aunt about 2 weeks ago, and she was the closest person to me, I'm doing really well. I just want to thank God for the change in mindset that I've had. People really don't understand mental health, and that I want people to understand and know that it really is a mindset. You have to change the way you think and train yourself to think different ways and not be overly sensitive. And my God, I am doing so much better. I already lost 20 pounds since I stopped my medication. I'm starting to be a little bit more active. I take my dog out more. And I just, like I said, I thank God. And I'm grateful that you were able to take my call tonight.
Thank you for the call, man. And I wish you continued success, continued progress. Keep on going, man. You got this.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. No, I'm doing really well. I am so surprised. Like I said, it's a mindset. You have to change it. And I have, like I said, since my aunt passed away, she brought me on to God, and I'm doing this for her.
Right on, man. Absolutely. Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. God bless, ABL. Have a good night.
All right. Great call. I love to hear it. I love to hear people really just advancing in their life, making progress. I love it, man. That is fantastic. So shout out to him. Okay. Getting off the medication and losing weight. I love it, man. That is the best thing in the world, man. When I hear people call me and they give me those good updates like that, it ain't nothing like it, man. Shout out to him. Great call. 931, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, hello. This is your friend Casey in Tennessee. And I sent a super chat through earlier. At least I think I did. I may have screwed that up. So I hope I didn't send a super chat through and then get on the telephone too. Anyway, I was just calling up really to brag and also to advertise because I set up a group on Facebook. And basically, you're the inspiration behind it more than anything else. It's called Black Conservatives in America, or BAC, basically. Black American Conservatives, I guess you could call it. And basically what I'm doing is just, sharing bits and pieces of information and trying to get as many Black conservatives as possible together, and of course reach out to other blacks, Democrats, and flip them red. And that's really the only reason why I called in.
Okay, well, do you guys have like you have like a website set up? Where is this? Where is it housed?
Well, it's right now. It's just in general on Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook. Okay, cool. So I'll like if you send me your request, like I have I think I have 2 Facebook pages. Just send me like an invitation. I'll check you guys out.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
All right. Good night.
All right. So Black American Conservatives on Facebook. I'll check her out. See what's going on. Absolutely. And again, shout out to the Facebook people. I am at 112,000 on Facebook. It's growing. My Facebook is growing like my YouTube was growing in 2016, or like right around Trump time, the first time. It's growing like that. My Instagram as well is growing really crazy. I'm almost 138,000 on Instagram. I'll probably be able to get both of those to get to be 1 million. That's the goal. Triple double, 1 million on YouTube, 1 million on Facebook, 1 million on the Instagrams, maybe even TikTok. But TikTok, I don't know, man. I'm not quite sure that TikTok is ready for me. I got demonetized. They're talking about some security issue on TikTok. And then I appealed it, and then they reinstated it, but they didn't reinstate it. I got to reapply. It's like, they're making me not want to post on there, which is totally fine. I don't need TikTok. I'm just trying to reach those young people over there because that's what they be doing. They're doom scrolling. I want to interrupt you. I want to interrupt your doom scroll with a little bit of, good information, good content. But I think that'll be a wrap for me tonight. Thank you all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. If you're brand new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Why not? Hey, if you came here to troll or something crazy because one of y'all caught me with a troll at like 10:45, you probably been here the whole 3 hours. Go ahead and subscribe and don't do no more trolling because you probably some young dude, some young fat video game player trolling. Women don't like that, no way. Watch me and learn how to be a man. How about that? But anyway, I'll be back live again Saturday, same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm live on the Instagrams every Tuesday. Shout out to you guys who were there last night, including my main man, Boot Fit, from earlier. Shout out to you guys who were there on the Instagrams. Hey, I was feeling the vibe last night. I feel like I was streaming for like a million hours, but had a good time. And I put out a lot of pre-recorded content on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter sometimes, and Instagram. So follow me on those platforms if you have them, if you enjoy them. I'm everywhere that you are. I'll be able to find you. I'm on TikTok too, but they're kind of janky right now. So I'll be a little bit inconsistent. And Uncle ABL, please don't forget about that. I put a video out. What was that, today? I put a video out about a woman talking about, I had a perfect guy. I loved him, but I left because I wanted more. I got a lot more for Uncle ABL coming out. And I think what I'm going to do going forward is shorts on Uncle ABL because I got a kind of a strategy. Maybe I'll do a long form here and there, but it's going to be mostly shorts on Uncle ABL. Okay. And what else do I have? We got super chats on deck. I'll read those right quick. But first and foremost, shout out to you guys again for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. Okay. Super chats. I'll read these right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Thank you to Charmaine who says, wish I could give more. Please listen to my racist Joy Reid comment about the Elvis the King. Okay. About Joy Reid's comments about Elvis. Yep. You can just imagine. Absolutely love you in every single vid you post. Heart emoji, flag, USA from Las Vegas. Shout out to Vegas. Thank you to the Black Fiasco who says, why do black creators keep saying she killed this debate when she made so many ad hominem attacks, especially on the 18-year-old? She criticized his age, nationality, where he grew up to try and prove that he was less black. Yeah, it was quite a bit of that because, again, I was appealing to those I need to appeal to. I was appealing to you, Black Fiasco. I was appealing to you. You don't think like her. People who think like her, that loser kind of mentality, that hater mentality, they're going to be attracted to it. So they're going to say that she won. Those of us who don't think like that are going to be repelled by her behavior. And you'll see the way I'm behaving as what you can, relate to. That's the thing. People who said she won think like her. People who said that I did well think like me. And for me, it wasn't even about winning because, again, it's a controlled thing. My objective was to empower the young guys on there because I'm a pro-black for real. Like, I actually help black people, Amanda Seals, unlike you, tearing us down. My objective was to go first, which I did. I told everybody, look, I'm going first. Everybody's like, all right. I went first to break the ice because I knew a lot of these young guys were nervous. Hey, let me go out there. You can kind of observe what I'm doing. You can see her behavior and you can judge your next action based on what I did to break the ice. So now we got guys going viral. Now we got guys getting a lot of attention. That was my game plan from the beginning. And then the second time I went up, where she said, "Hey, Ant Dog." "Hey, Ant Dog, do you want one marijuana, Ant Dog?" Anyway, when I went up there the next time, it was like this. It was straight stone face. When I did that, she was like darting her eyes, start stuttering because she couldn't really get anything. She couldn't really do her game that she liked to play. I knew what I was going to do from the very beginning, and I did it pretty well. So shout out to everybody who was there. Shout out to everybody who watched and enjoyed. But I think that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.